The scene was chaotic. Lam Vu Tran was fighting a strange beast, but the advantage seemed to be shifting toward the monster. The beast used its claws to push him back. It was incredibly strong. Using only a third of its power, it sent him flying. Ugh. Damn it. I'm Lam Vu Tran, the world's top cultivator, and I'm going to die in the mouth of a beast? Lam Vu Tran lay face down, battered and feeble. He called out the names of the two who had just appeared, his voice a desperate plea. Tu Koi! You arrived just in time. Hurry and save me. Quach Tu Kiet showed no worry. She calmly sat down beside him. Lam Vu Tran, I never expected you'd actually go find the double fish pendant and come back. You're really a good man. You fulfilled everything I wanted. She pulled the ring off Lam Vu Tran's hand. He had no strength left to resist. Everything fell in line with her. Give me this ring as a parting gift, won't you? If you take it out like this, I can never forget your kindness. Lam Vu Tran mustered the strength to raise his hand. A flicker of fear in him, sensing something awful was about to happen. What do you mean by that? Hua Tu Koi suddenly stepped forward and kissed Quach Tu Kiet passionately. His hands began to grope her intimate places. Lam Vu Tran had no strength to scream, only a pained groan. His eyes widened in shock at the lecherous couple's intimacy. Quach Tu Kiet broke the kiss and smiled. I love Tu Koi. You, on the other hand, are repulsive. That's why we came to see you off. Say your piece and then we'll get back to our business.
Lam Vu Tran fell uter betrayan.
I regarded you as family, and you betrayed me. A red beam of light suddenly surrounded his body. A flower appeared on Lam Vu Tran's chest. He was lying in a sickbed. An alarm clock's ringing woke him. Bring, bring, bring. Wake up. Come on, get up. Birds sang outside the window as the sun rose. Lam Vu Tran clutched his head. Where is this? It looks like the dorm from my university days. Didn't I get bitten to death by the immortal boss Chu Qam? How am I still alive? Suddenly remembering the ring, he frantically checked both hands. Ah, where's my ring? Where's my pill house? Why is none of it here? Lam Vu Tran looked up at the paper posted on the infirmary wall. Wait, what year is it now? May 7th, 2040. The start of autumn. Overcast but later sunny. May 7th, 2040? He had traveled back to the past exactly 10 years earlier. He was so overjoyed his eyes brimmed with tears. Holy shit, I reincarnated 10 years before the game's release? Could I really be this lucky? He recalled everything and suddenly understood. In Bat Hong it said the twin fish pendant of Truck Qam, the strongest beast of the immortal realm, could revive a player. I never expected it to be true. Good thing I didn't put the twin fish pendant into the ring. Otherwise Quach Tu Kiet and Hua Tu Koi would have stolen it. I loved Quach Tu Kiet for over 10 years. Yet she paired with my most trusted brother Hua Tu Koi. Not only that, they took all my possessions, pills, treasures, and had me killed by a beast. Lam Vu Tran clenched his fists, his gaze growing cold. If heaven won't let me die, then Quach Tu Kiet and Hua Tu Koi? In this life I'll make you taste betrayal, separation from loved ones, and death and rebirth. He vowed silently, his eyes hardening with resolve to avenge the treacherous couple. He picked up his phone and dialed Fong Ma Nuong. Aunt Fong, long time no see. On the other end, Aunt Fong was working out, sweating profusely, one hand lifting a weight, the other holding the phone. Long time. That monkey. Didn't you two just go have hot pot together yesterday? Little lamb too. I have something important. I've thought about it for a long time before deciding to tell you. You must keep the line open, okay? Lam Vu Tran recalled memories from 10 years ago. It was on this very day Aunt Fong called to tell him Quach Tu Kiet was making out with some guy. He didn't believe it then and argued loudly with her. Afterwards, they lost contact. Hearing her voice now felt unusually warm. He couldn't let himself pedal back into the same mud puddle again.
Sorry, Om Fong.
Huh? What are you apologizing for? Why are you acting so weird today? It's nothing. Just moved by the moment. Who is it? Aunt Fong slammed the weight down with a thud. I'm not joking with you anymore. Listen, you must stay calm. I just caught Quach Tu Kiet kissing some guy on the street, then she got into his car. Aunt Fong expected he'd be furious, jealous to death over that guy. Instead, Lam Vu Tran's tone was oddly composed. Okay, I know. Now it was Aunt Fong who was surprised. What? You just say that? I'm telling you, I'm not joking. It's true. No proof needed.
Lam Vu Trang understood perfecting.
I trust you. Besides, compared to this, I have many more important things to tell you. Aunt Fong thought to herself. Normally if he knew this he'd make a huge scene and drive everyone crazy. Silence like this was frightening. She knew people only got this quiet when in despair. Big brother, are you okay? Do not, for a million reasons, kill yourself. Your calmness scares me more. She changed the subject. Do you know the game Bat Hong? Lam Vu Tran sat in an internet cafe, voice steady. Of course I know it. It's advertised everywhere. Oh, I'm about to join that game. Aunt Fong grew more suspicious. Becoming a pro gamer, real or fake? Isn't that game independently developed by the Manhwa Universe Corporation?
Lam Vu Trang answered.
Aunt Fong, you always play so well. If you can really claim a share in Bat Hong, your future will be very bright. Lam Vu Tran replied, I'm serious. I'm preparing to move out of the dorm in 2 days and rent a place alone for convenience. Thinking about the future, Aunt Fong felt happy for him. Little Lam too, you've really grown up. Finally switching from lovesick brain to career. Congratulations. If you're okay, I'll hang up now. Worrying is useless. Lam Vu Tran hurriedly said, Wait, don't hang up yet. Oh, what else? He scratched his head, slightly embarrassed as if standing before Aunt Fong. This game requires new equipment to play. I've seen the price. My wallet was empty yesterday, He didn't finish. The first half was enough for Aunt Fong to get the idea. On the other end, she immediately shouted angrily, No way! No money! Her shout made everyone in the gym look over, but Aunt Fong no longer cared. She continued, Who told you to be shameless and give Quach Tu Kiet such an expensive birthday gift yesterday? You made your own mess. Deal with it yourself. I'm not bailing you out. Aunt Fong scolded Lam Vu Tran at length, then decisively hung up. The call ended. He sighed deeply. If he could do better, he would. If only he hadn't given Quach Tu Kiet that expensive gift before, Aunt Fong might not be so furious she left him no way out. Why couldn't I have reincarnated 1 day earlier? His phone buzzed. A message from Aunt Fong. She attached a voice clip. He opened it. This covers my gym membership fee for a few years. Anger can't beat affection. It's still Aunt Fong being soft-hearted. I'm transferring money to you. Remember to pay me back as soon as possible. If you make me miss the gym because of you, I'll use you as a punching bag. Lam Vu Tran smiled and replied to the recording, Don't worry, I'll definitely pay you back on time. May 7th, 2040. 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. He looked at the ring with the red core, only 1 second left. Get ready. A red light emitted from the ring. He brought it as close to his eye as possible. Lam Vu Tran successfully opened the global beta version of the Bat Hong game world. Start the game. 10 years have passed, and I'm back here. The place where the dream began. Lam Vu Tran floated down with thousands of other players as they crossed into the game world. Manhwa appeared. Look, Sister Manhwa. Oh, Sister Manhwa. So dazzling I can't see a thing. He didn't shout or swoon like the others. He remained very cautious. The intelligence test is the first gate into the game. It looks simple but hides mysteries. You must be very careful. The shouting grew louder, everyone calling out something. OA is really a beautiful NPC. Sister Manhwa. Let me kiss your feet. Wife. Sister's looking at me. Sister Manhwa. Take me flying with you. In Lam Vu Tran's eyes, he who had seen through it all, these people were just foolishly led astray. A bunch of idiots daring to fantasize about Lady Manhwa? Manhwa spoke. Chaos. They didn't realize how much they'd angered her. Manhwa, furious, waved a spell and sent them scattering. Ah! Why is an NPC so angry? What is this joke? Why are players being swept away? Lam Vu Tran had expected this, so he stayed silent. Any player rude to Lady Nuwa might be muted at worst and permanently debuffed at best. He slowly approached Nuwa. The others shrank back in fear. Oh, scary. Get away from here. To win Lady Nuwa's favor, one must show genuine respect.
Lam Vu Tran observer proper ethic, bowing respectful.
Someone dared to be so bold and yet so proper, prompting Nuwa's high praise. Mortal, you do not seem bad. Do you truly wish to walk the path of cultivation? He clasped his hands respectfully. Yes, I am Lam Vu Tran. I respectfully beg Lady Nuwa to grant me a talent. Nuwa waved her hand. Brilliant light appeared. Good. Then I will give you an opportunity. Lam Vu Tran smiled with satisfaction. He recalled his previous life, when his innate talent had been commerce prodigy, somewhat useless. Although it gave a 10% discount on town trades, it did little for cultivation. Oh well, commerce. Prodigy is a prodigy. Innate talent doesn't determine everything. Knowing Bat Hong well, he could change a rough start. A tall red pillar descended behind Lam Vu Tran. Is this a fate-altering talent? After reincarnation, even the talent changes. The game's translation panel appeared, listing the benefits and rights of owning it. Congratulations, player. You have received the talent Reverse Heaven Fate Altering. Reverse Heaven Fate Altering, born against heaven. Noble path opposes heaven. Fortune opposes heaven. Reverse Heaven Birth. All innate attributes are fully granted. Each time you die, all innate attributes decrease by 10%. Noble path opposing heaven. When breaking through a major realm, all reward attributes are doubled. However, if you lead out a heavenly tribulation and the tribulation fails, the soul will disperse. Fortune opposing heaven. Breaking through a major realm grants you a random innate talent. Also, each time you break through a major realm, you must fulfill the conditions of the heavenly Tao. The translation panel ended. This talent was extraordinary. To hold it was truly a blessing. It seemed unbeatable. However, this talent was not just a boon, it carried great danger. But the bigger the waves, the bigger the fish. Nuwa continued. Like other games, Bat Hong also required an appearance, player name, and other upgrade options. Lam Vu Tran's player name was Lam Te Tran. Nuwa said, the talent has been granted. Now choose your character's appearance. A translucent, hazy screen appeared before Lam Vu Tran. He swiped to choose. These appearances were basically similar, but their attributes differed significantly. This is the one. Among them, this had the highest charm score. Lam Vu Tran had chosen the form he wanted. A good-looking appearance was only part of it. The high charm was the optimal choice. In his previous life he had no experience and, thinking being a handsome gentleman all his life would be boring, deliberately chose a playful-looking head. Once he entered the game he learned that higher appearance scores made it much easier to win NPC favor, so that silly head affected him a lot last time. Reincarnating this life was a rare opportunity for Lam Vu Tran to correct his past mistakes. Previously he had poor taste, an ugly appearance, and low charm which had a large impact. Tasks called enjoying worldly pleasures, surrounded by beauties, were far easier to get with high charm, and you could even encounter opposite-sex NPCs asking for dual cultivation. The in-game appearance he chose was applied to him, a white-haired pretty man. The regrets of the past strengthened his resolve. This life I will definitely be a suave, dashing gentleman. Nuwa unfurled a map and said to Lam Vu Tran, you may now choose your birthplace. The map spread out. He calculated carefully. The 4 lands encircled each other and corresponded to the 4 main professions in Bat Hong. Vin Nin Continent, Noyet Hoa Continent, Motn Continent, and Hoa Phong Continent. Vin Nin Continent was for cultivation by law, spell cultivation. Noyet Hoa Continent was for medicine cultivation. Motn Continent was for chi cultivation.
Hoa Phong Continent suited physical cultivation.
The game's panel displayed the rank numbers and information that would be his future stats. Player: Lam Te Tran innate talent. Reverse Heaven Fate Altering Sect. None profession. None fame. None realm. Mortal cultivation. None innate root. 100. full, innate spirit. 100, full, innate wuxing, comprehension. 100, full, innate charm. Extraordinary, full, innate luck. Great luck, full. Lam Vu Tran weighed his roots to decide chi cultivation or physical cultivation, spirit or, then decide between law cultivation or medicine cultivation. Comprehension helped with learning skills, willpower affected NPC favor value. As for luck, no need to explain. This starting setup had all innate stats full. If he continued law cultivation, he could quickly become the world's top grand cultivator. But law cultivation suited teams, not solo combat. It was easy to be picked off. He'd taken hits like that before because last time he chose law cultivation since Quach Kiet liked it. This time Lam Vu Tran existed for himself and lived for himself, so he would prioritize his own decisions and not choose for anyone else. Reborn, he should pick what he liked. He touched the dissolution talisman. Lam Vu Tran had decided. This life, if he wanted to be the best, he had to face the Ming Tang Dark Arrow himself. Sword cultivation dealt the largest damage, so it would definitely not fear that problem. This life he grinned with delight. He would certainly become the strongest sword cultivator. The right to wield the sword appeared. Joy for the rivers and lakes. Newbie Village Motn Continent. The sword had granted status and selection was complete. The game transported Lam Vu Tran to the Newbie Village. System notice. You have been transported to the Newbie Village. New players shout for guidance. Some who arrived earlier didn't know how to accept quests, holding up, seeking boards and yelling. Does anyone know where quests are taken? Looking. Are there any female players? One person in the crowd introduced himself. My name is Tang Ai Lung Xiao. A few people exclaimed, wow, this game is so realistic. It feels like time travel. The scenery looks like a comic. Makes you want to compose poetry for the world, but I'm not literary. Can only blurt. It's really beautiful, huh? Lam Vu Tran stood at the back without speaking, watching their noisy antics with nostalgia. There were still many enthusiastic players, truly nostalgic. An old man with a walking cane and a bent back approached, a blue glow around him. The young man following him shouted, there's an old man here, he's probably an NPC. Don't push in, have some rules. Whoever comes to accept the quest first gets served first. Talk to him a bit and see if there's a hidden quest. Lam Vu Tran, still worldly wise, laughed. Truly a bunch of fools. How could a hidden quest be held by such an obvious NPC? You novices keep going. I'm heading off to join the sword sect. Gentlemen, take your time finding your way. Keep tasting it out, you'll get used to navigating. A few people sneered. Why won't the hostess bother to pay attention? I wonder if there are any more quests. Don't these NPCs give out quests? Lam Vu Tran walked over to them. Tui Nu arrived just in time. Little brother, please wait a moment. My name is Tui Nu. I'm the owner of the tailor shop in this village. The others were jealous. That handsome guy is an NPC? Are you mad? How could an NPC strike up a conversation with him? He's a player. Dumbass. They tried every approach, but Tui Nu didn't even glance their way, and instead proactively arranged a quest for him. Lam Vu Tran remained motionless and silent. Do you want to accept the quest? Big sister will set it up for you. Tui Nu threw her arm around his neck. My husband died 5 years ago, now I'm single. If the quest seems too hard, I can give you a hand.
Lam Vu Tran stay silent.
Seeing no reply, Tui Nu asked coquettishly, well, will you accept my quest? She pressed her body close to Lam Vu Tran. Her ample chest brushed against him. He dared not move and hadn't expected to receive such a perk. Is this the innate charm stat at work? Never thought an NPC would actively seduce like this. If I accept the quest and build a good relationship with this pretty widow, maybe in a few days we could dual cultivate together. Just thinking about it isn't bad at all. Not like last life. Tui Nu asked again, little brother, have you thought it over? Lam Vu Tran stared at her without blinking, thinking, just a bit of charm and you're treated this well. Then in the next quest I must cultivate favor with Widow Chu. Maybe in a few days I could dual cultivate with her. If that happens, it wouldn't be bad. But on second thought, compared to his previous life, this time he should plan more carefully. Career must come first. Lam Vu Tran told himself, smiling faintly inside. Having been reborn, this life he must become the top sword cultivator. How could he fall for beauty at the very start? After convincing himself, he replied seriously, I have other matters today. If there's an opportunity another day, I will certainly come to you to accept the quest. All right. For others, being approached by Tui Nu would be a rare honor they would beg for and not get. Yet Lam Vu Tran refused. The crowd turned red with anger. We haven't even gotten a quest yet and he refuses? Could the widow NPC really have taken a shine to him? Does this game have such mechanics? Lam Vu Tran turned his back and left. Behind him Tui Nu called loudly, Remember to come back and accept my quest. He only waved in reply. Next time, definitely. His time was precious. Lam Vu Tran had more important things to do, not to waste on side quests like these. The real opportunity of the newbie village was right here. Before long, he arrived in front of a smithy. Two players standing outside the door kindly warned him, Brother, don't go in there. All you can hear inside is hammering metal. That old man hasn't said a word. He's probably deaf. Lam Vu Tran clasped his hands in a salute. Thanks for the warning. I'm just passing by to take a quick look. Inside the smithy, an old man with silver hair and beard was diligently forging a sword. The two youths didn't want to stay and walked off saying, Why bother with him? I heard quests are being handed out at the village gate. Go get gear there. The other shook his head. Heed good advice and you'll eat well. It's a pity some people don't understand such simple logic. Exactly. There's only a deaf old man in there. He's definitely not an NPC giving quests. The two left, but the old man seemed not to hear them. He focused solely on the sword in his hands, hammering continuously. After a while he stopped to wipe his brow and muttered, Why won't this weapon take shape today? Lam Vu Tran watched and felt contempt. Truly a bunch of uneducated fools. The NPC before him was actually the most important figure in the newbie village. He stepped forward, casually grabbed the smithy's bellows, and pulled several times. The fire in the forge instantly flared up fiercely. The old man paused slightly and immediately realized the problem. So that's it. The temperature wasn't high enough, the fire too weak. He immediately refocused on forging the sword. After a period of continuous hammering, the old man suddenly raised the sword joyfully. It's done. The sword had finally taken shape. He turned to look at Lam Vu Tran and nodded gratefully. Thank you for helping me stoke the fire. My disciple isn't here today, so there's no one to tend the forge. No wonder the fire wasn't strong enough. He pointed to the weapons hanging behind him. Since you've helped me, of course I must repay you. You may choose any weapon here. I'll lend it to you for one day, but you must return it after a day. For newcomers to the newbie village, simply having a good weapon could significantly boost their strength. Some players even had to complete many quests just to get a one-day use weapon. If other players knew this, they'd likely call the village stingy. Lam Vu Tran was lazy about taking ordinary quests, but among the current players, he was the one who understood the Bat Hong world best. Of course, he also knew exactly where the good gear truly was. He stepped forward and picked up an iron sword. Then I'll take this sword. The old man nodded. Iron sword, common grade. A standard sword, attack +3. Then the old man said slowly, I have a proposal. If within one day you can bring me 10 venomous fangs of the truck deep azure viper, I will grant you a fate. Lam Vu Tran wanted to become the strongest, so he had no qualms about such a challenge. No problem. I'll accept the quest. Thus he officially set foot on the path of the sword. He walked out carrying the sword on his shoulder, causing those standing outside to exclaim, Hey, where did that guy get that weapon? One man blocked him and asked, Brother, how did you get that sword? Tell us, don't hog it. Lam Vu Tran wasn't exactly kind-hearted. He knew how, but didn't want to help them. He pretended and said, Inside there's an old man who just broke up with his girlfriend and is very sad. He likes to hear singing. I sang him a love song, so he gave me this sword. Be sincere and you'll surely move him. Hearing that, the man immediately believed it. It's that simple? Yes. At once the crowd rushed into the smithy. Go on, try it. One started singing, "Give me a cup of water to forget love, in exchange for a night without tears." Another shouted along, "Too bad you're not the one by my side till the end." They sang until their throats went hoarse. Meanwhile, Lam Vu Tran had already slipped away. "You all keep singing there." A while later, the crowd stood before the old smith and nervously asked, "Do we need any signal or token?" The old man angrily shouted, "Get out!" The crowd scattered in panic like a ransacked beehive. Only then did they realize they'd been fooled. "Damn it! That brat tricked us. We must find him and settle this." But by then, Lam Vu Tran had already reached the bamboo forest. On a branch, a green truck-deep azure viper waited in ambush. It opened its mouth wide, about to lunge and bite him to death. But Lam Vu Tran was ready. "Azure Viper, surrender your life." Truck-deep azure viper. Health, 150. Skill, Venomous Fang. Lam Vu Tran didn't dally. In just a few sword strikes, he cut the snake down. His cultivation also rose a bit. Cultivation increased. After death, the snake dropped several items: common venomous bow, common snakehide pouch, common venomous fang sword. Lam Vu Tran was a little surprised. Drop rates in Bat Hong were normally very low. Didn't expect to get so many items from killing a few small snakes. Maybe it's thanks to my innate luck. He didn't think much of it. As long as he kept hunting monsters, good gear would naturally appear. First, keep killing snakes. Lam Vu Tran pressed deeper into the bamboo forest. Before long, he found a nest of snakes. Sword light flashed continuously. Fatal strike. Fatal strike. Fatal strike. Each azure viper was slashed down. Finally, only one terrified snake fled. Lam Vu Tran shouldered a sack full of loot, wiping sweat from his forehead under the glaring sun. Besides the 10 venomous fangs, there were over 100 venom-tipped arrows. And a lot of money too. He smiled with satisfaction. This haul is quite substantial. Now to return to the village and hand in the quest. Lam Vu Tran returned to the old man's smithy and produced the pouch the man had requested. "Big brother, here are the 10 venomous fangs you asked for." The old man stopped forging, took the cloth bag containing the 10 snake fangs, and inspected them. "Oh, not bad. Thanks, little brother. The quality of these venomous fangs is pretty good." He nodded in satisfaction. "This is the fate I give you." Saying so, he took out a letter and handed it to Lam Vu Tran. The moment he saw it, Lam Vu Tran immediately understood. Sure enough, it was this, an extremely important item for entering the sword sect. On the envelope were a few characters which, in Sino-Vietnamese, read, "Sword Sect Recommendation Letter." Lam Vu Tran couldn't help but ask curiously, "Big brother, besides me, has anyone else received this quest?" The old man replied, "For now, it's only you." Hearing that, Lam Vu Tran felt very proud. His efforts had finally earned a worthy reward. He truly was the first to receive the recommendation letter. The other players were still busy with trivial tasks like beating dogs and cats. How could they know the real way to play? Can't let those clueless folks find out. I must hurry to the sect to apprentice. Leaving the smithy, Lam Vu Tran headed to the village market, holding a bow up high as he walked. Auction. Highest bidder wins. Come take a look. The market crowd immediately gathered. Auctioning the venom bow. First round. To get a higher price, Lam Vu Tran decided to use a little trick. If I didn't need money for a wedding, I wouldn't sell this. If I didn't need money for a wedding, I wouldn't sell this. Hearing that, the people around immediately buzzed. I bid 500. I offer 1,000. At that moment, a female voice rang out, 50,000. Everyone was astonished. The crowd was surprised. Who is that? Why are they all girls? Make way, make way. A group stepped forward. The leader was a girl named Yuyan Lin. She said calmly, cash payment. Lam Vu Tran thought to himself, this price isn't bad. But just then a man stepped forward. I bid 60,000. He smiled and said, allow me to introduce myself. I am Vong On Hao, leader of the 10,000 Worlds Guild. He looked at Lam Vu Tran with keen interest. A newcomer with gear like that is certainly not ordinary. He was calculating clearly. Offer some benefits first to create goodwill, then try to recruit him. Sooner or later this person would become part of the guild. The bystanders were all astonished. Didn't expect the guild leader of 10,000 worlds to come. Lam Vu Tran looked at him, his gaze briefly chilling.
Hello, I'm Lam Vu Tran.
To others, Vong On Hao's name might carry weight, but to Lam Vu Tran, he knew him better than anyone. In the last life, the man before him had caused him no small amount of suffering. He'd been in the top 10 of the celestial rankings, and the 10,000 Worlds Guild had repeatedly tried to recruit Lam. After being refused, they held a grudge, making Lam Vu Tran endure many hardships. Truly a narrow-path enemy. I heard Lam brother wants to sell gear because he needs money for a wedding. How about this? Tell me how much you need for the wedding and I'll cover it. Consider it making a new friend. It sounded generous, but in truth, he wanted to make Lam Vu Tran his man. He had fame, money, and resources. Everything except a talent like Lam Vu Tran. But Lam Vu Tran knew his character well, so he refused immediately. No need. No free lunch. I only want to sell my gear. I hope Brother Vong understands. No one in this world would turn down more money. But Lam Vu Tran still had to find a reason to refuse. Vong On Hao kept a smile on his face. All right. Lam brother has only just started and already has gear. He must be capable. He said this and reached to take the bow from Lam Vu Tran's hands. I admire people like you. My guild happens to be short a bow like this. Then, I won't be polite. To Yuyan Lin seemed determined to win the bow. The auction between her and Vong On Hao quickly grew fierce. 80,000, 100,000, 200,000, 250,000. In the market, the crowd surrounding them grew denser. 300,000. Lam Vu Tran stood amid the crowd watching the spectacle, occasionally glancing at to Yuyan Lin. He thought to himself, I wonder which guild this beauty belongs to, that she dares openly oppose Vong On Hao without fear. Or, should I use her to provoke him? At that moment, to Yuyan Lin spoke again. 500,000. At that moment, to Yuyan Lin spoke again. 500,000. Vong On Hao could no longer outmatch her with money, so he invoked the reputation of the 10,000 Worlds Guild. He said coldly, Little sister, I am Vong On Hao of the 10,000 Worlds Guild. I advise you not to go against me. The crowd started murmuring again. Who on earth is this girl? Daring to confront the young master of the 10,000 Worlds Guild? She must not be ordinary. But to Yuyan Lin was not afraid at all. She calmly said, Auctions are about high bids. Everyone offers a price. How is that confronting someone? If you want this item, does that mean no one else can buy it? She didn't say everything, but her disdainful look said it all. She thought inwardly, the 10,000 Worlds Guild? Compared to this young lady's status, it's nothing. Vong On Hao was provoked but could only swallow his anger. Fine. I won't buy it, happy now? He calculated quickly. He had intended to use money to win Lam Vu Tran's favor and recruit him to the guild. But this girl ruined his plan. He wasn't foolish enough to spend 500,000 just to buy newbie gear. Vong On Hao turned to his subordinates. Let's go. But at that moment, Lam Vu Tran suddenly spoke. Brother Vong, please stop. Vong On Hao turned back, his expression displeased. Lam brother, what is it? Lam Vu Tran smiled and said, I've decided to sell this bow to Brother Vong. I've heard of the 10,000 corporation for some time. If Brother Vong agrees to the price of 500,000, I'll sell the bow to you. I only hope you'll look favorably on me in the future. Vong On Hao was slightly surprised. Really? He immediately thought, seems this guy knows how to be far-sighted. If he's that sensible, keeping him around wouldn't be bad. He laughed heartily at once. Done. If Lam brother encounters difficulties later, my 10,000 corporation will surely help. Give me your account number and I'll transfer the money right away. But in truth, Lam Vu Tran wasn't so easily conceited with. He was merely luring Vong On Hao into a trap. First leave a good impression so it will be easier to deceive him later. Meanwhile, Vong On Hao turned to look at Yuyin Lin with a smug smile. Little sister, what are you staring at? I won't bother with you. His subordinate also spoke up. Remember this after today. Don't casually go against the 10,000 guild. But in reality, the one who benefited most from this auction was Lam Vutran. He smiled inwardly. Ha ha. Spending 500,000 just to save face. Thanks to you, I made a large sum. Truly a rich fool. Lam Vutran understood very well how Vong On Hao used gear. The bow was powerful, but the venom-tipped arrows were limited in number. Once they're used up, they're gone. The path Vong On Hao would take afterward, Lam Vutran probably understood better than he did. 50,000. Truly an easy gain. More importantly, Vong On Hao bought the bow only to run a series of useless newbie quests, running around in circles, wasting time without gaining much benefit. Meanwhile, Yuyin Lin had stood to the side the whole time, extremely displeased with Lam Vutran's final decision. As he turned to leave, she didn't forget to glare at him. Finally, Yuyin Lin stepped forward and, without any politeness, scolded him directly. Why did you go back on your word? Didn't you say the highest bidder wins? Outwardly you act like a gentleman, but inside you're just a lapdog for the 10,000 corporation. Lam Vutran didn't respond. His calm manner only made her angrier. After scolding him, Yuyin Lin turned to the two girls with her. Let's go. The three left the market. Lam Vutran watched them go, thinking to himself, looks like I really pissed her off. If so, might as well make it up to them a bit. After a moment, an idea occurred to him. The three girls headed to the wild boar forest to complete their quest. Yuyin Lin ordered, split up. Each of you hunt 2 wild boar heads. The other 2 girls nodded. Just then, a voice called out from behind. So you girls really are here. Yuyin Lin turned and frowned when she saw Lam Vutran. Is that you? What are you following us for? Lam Vutran held up 2 fingers. Can we talk privately for 2 minutes? I only need 2 minutes. Yuyin Lin grew a bit impatient. Say it quickly if there's something. She thought to herself that maybe Lam Vutran had been deceived by Vong On Hao. Judging by how he spoke earlier, he didn't seem to know the guild well. Perhaps he'd been fooled by their flashy appearance. Thinking that, she lowered her guard slightly. Lam Vutran said, I have top secret information. I'll sell it to you cheap. Just 500,000. This information can help your guild overcome the people from the 10,000 guild. Yuyin Lin frowned. Such important intel. Why don't you sell it to Vong On Hao? You two were cooperating earlier, weren't you? Wouldn't selling to him be more profitable?
Lam Vutran smiled faintly.
Cooperate with him? He's not worthy. He quickly made up an excuse. I was just acting earlier. I'm nothing but a penniless flatterer. If you want to survive in this game, sometimes you have to endure. In truth, Lam Vutran was exploiting Yuyin Lin's hatred of Vong On Hao. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. He realized this girl also hated Vong On Hao. There might be many chances to cooperate later. Yuyin Lin still didn't fully trust him. He flipped too quickly. A moment ago he was selling to Vong On Hao. Now he was bad-mouthing him. Lam Vutran urged, well, buy or not. Here's my account number. One hand gives the money, the other gives the intel. I, Lam, absolutely won't cheat you. Yuyin Lin thought for a moment. She still doubted the man before her, but she didn't want to miss the opportunity. If what he said was true, their guild would gain a great advantage. Better to be mistaken than to miss out. Finally she said, okay, I buy it. I'll transfer the money to you first. Lam Vutran gave a thumbs up and said with a smile, indeed a generous girl. In an instant, he had earned another 500,000. 2 consecutive transactions had noticeably increased his purse. Although the money only had in-game value, it was still very useful now. Making $1 million so soon after entering the game. Not bad. Lam Vutran cleared his throat and said, all right, don't kill any more wild boars. Go back and claim the newbie weapon quest. Yuyin Lin immediately became angry. What? There's no such newbie weapon quest. Who are you trying to fool? She instantly grew suspicious. Could this man be one of Vong on house sent to prank them? If so, today would be the day he couldn't leave this forest. Yuyan Lin drew her sword, eyes full of vigilance. If you're going to take advantage of others, at least tell the truth from the start. Lam Vu Tran hurriedly explained, it's not like that. It's just that your method was wrong. The smith in the village is forging iron. If you help him blow the bellows for 5 seconds, you'll receive the quest. That was how Lam Vu Tran had received the newbie quest. But Yuyan Lin remained silent, clearly still unconvinced. Lam Vu Tran added, if you don't believe me, have one person go try it. Do it quietly, don't let others know. Otherwise this information won't be worth 500,000 anymore. After speaking, he took out the sect recommendation letter as proof. Although that quest isn't particularly special, it's the reward that's important. A large character was written on the envelope, trust. Yuyan Lin's eyes widened. This is a sect recommendation letter?
Lam Vu Tran nodded.
That's right. Only with this can you find where the sect is and have a chance to be accepted into it. I've told you everything you need to know. What you do next is up to you. Having said that, Lam Vu Tran turned to leave. But Yuyan Lin called him back. Wait, such important information. Why did you sell it only to me? Lam Vu Tran turned back and smiled lightly. Perhaps because you're cute. That remark made Yuyan Lin blush. Just then, the 2 girls accompanying her came running up, panting. Sister Yuyan Lin, it's bad. I think we ran into a boss. That wild boar is much larger than the others. Retreat quickly. The 3 looked into the distance. A giant wild boar king was charging toward them. Yuyan Lin immediately said, we don't have enough people. We can't kill this boss. Lam Vu Tran's eyes lit up when he heard that. How fortunate. The strongest boss in Newbie Village was discovered by you first. He smiled and said, if you don't intend to kill it, then I won't be polite. Yuyan Lin exclaimed in surprise, you want to solo the boss?
Lam Vu Tran nodded.
But then he remembered something. He had returned the sword to the smith earlier. He looked at Yuyan Lin. Could you lend me your sword for a moment? Yuyan Lin hesitated briefly, then threw her sword to him. Take it. Whether you live or die depends on your luck. Lam Vu Tran caught the sword and said with a smile, thanks. The 2 girls next to Yuyan Lin began whispering. Could he like Sister Yuyan Lin? Trying to be a hero saving a beauty is why he stepped in? Maybe he does look pretty handsome. Qualified enough to pursue our sister Yuyan Lin. Hearing that, Yuyan Lin blushed. Do you want to get beaten or what? Meanwhile, Lam Vu Tran charged into battle with the Wild Boar King. The boss was enormous. If I had a bow and arrows it would be easier. He regretted silently. I shouldn't have sold the Tan Xa bow so early. If he'd used a bow, he could have taken this monster down quickly. But now he had only a sword.
Lam Vu Tran observed carefully.
He quickly discovered the Wild Boar King's weak point. A sword strike hit the weak spot, but the damage still wasn't enough. Looks like I'll have to use a trick. A sword strike hit the weak spot, but the damage still wasn't enough. Looks like I'll have to use a trick. Looks like I'll have to use a trick. Lam Vu Tran pretended to turn and flee. The Wild Boar King immediately roared and gave chase. From afar, Yuyan Lin's girls watched the scene. Ha! He ran away? One girl laughed. The fleeing stance of the hunk is kind of cute. I bet he won't escape. If he met me, he'd be terrified. Yuyan Lin watched after him, still a bit worried. After all, he's just a newbie. Dying a few times is fine. Consider it a learning experience. But at this moment, Lam Vu Tran had led the Wild Boar King close to a steep cliff. He slightly crouched and dodged to one side. The Wild Boar King was charging at high speed and couldn't stop in time. Thud! The giant boss plunged straight into the abyss. Yuyan Lin hadn't expected Lam Vu Tran to handle the Wild Boar King so simply. Is that all? But the boss was not dead yet. It was badly wounded, which only made it more frenzied and ferocious. Lam Vu Tran had long been hiding behind a nearby tree, waiting for the right moment. As soon as the wild boar king drew near, he lunged out. Critical! 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 A series of sword strikes hit its weak point. The wild boar king roared in pain and charged to counterattack. But Lam Vu Tran did not panic. He understood a game truth well: the most dangerous place can sometimes be the safest place. He suddenly jumped onto the wild boar king's back. The beast ran madly in circles, trying to throw him off. In its panic, it charged headfirst into the cliff. Thud! His two large horns shattered. Taking that opportunity, Lam Vu Tran immediately leaped down behind it. He gripped his sword tightly. He thrust the blade straight into the wild boar king's brow. Goodbye! The giant boss finally fell. Lam Vu Tran's cultivation rose sharply. A notification appeared. Cultivation plus 70. The system continued updating. He had broken through to early refining. The talent Nigh Heaven Reversal Fate was activated. Effect: Reversal overturning Tao, all attributes doubled. Lam Vu Tran clenched his fist. Finally stepped into the early refining realm. This was the first step on the path of cultivation. I didn't expect to level up so quickly. The system then announced again. The Nigh Heaven Reversal Fate talent activated once more. Reward: a random talent. Talent received: Blood Lineage of Vitality effect. Health plus 10% can be upgraded 3 times. Lam Vu Tran clearly felt power surging through his body. His health increased significantly. This was extremely beneficial early on. My attributes were already doubled. Now health increases by another 10%. A normal early refining cultivator has about 1,000 health points. But Lam Vu Tran had 2,000. Nigh Heaven Reversal Fate. Truly a divine tier talent. At that moment, the 8 Wilderness system issued a big announcement. The player has slain the first boss of Newbie Village. The system asked, do you want to display your real name or remain anonymous?
Lam Vu Tran smiled.
Why stay anonymous? Immediately after, a server-wide announcement appeared. Congratulations to player Lam Vu Tran for defeating the first boss in 8 Wilderness. Rewards: Reputation, plus 208 Fortune, plus 1. The announcement instantly shocked the player community. The game just launched and someone already killed a boss? Which guild is Lam Vu Tran a master of? Probably a swarm tactic. Maybe he just got the last hit. Even Yuan Lin saw the announcement. It was the first time she learned his name.
Lam Vu Tran.
Meanwhile, the Wild Boar King dropped a large amount of loot. Han Van Sword, Spirit Grade, Radiant Staff, Spirit Grade, Phantasmal Step Body Technique, Spirit Grade. Even Lam Vu Tran was a bit surprised. I didn't expect my luck to be this good. These Spirit Grade items are extremely rare early on. Seems innate fortune really is powerful. A while later, after he finished picking up the gear, thunder suddenly rolled across the sky. A notification appeared. Heavenly calamity descends. Please be cautious. Lam Vu Tran looked up at the sky. Lightning strike. Is it a side effect of Nigh Heaven Reversal Fate? In 8 Wilderness, every major cultivation breakthrough leads to a heavenly calamity. If one fails the trial, one's soul and spirit are scattered. Not good. Lam Vu Tran immediately packed his things and ran fast toward the sect. Only the elder masters in the sect can save me. But at that moment, Yuan Lin blocked his path. She said, wait. If you later get good equipment, you could sell it to our guild. We guarantee good prices. Having stopped the flashy player, Lam Tay Tran quickly gave his number. Hey play. Lam Tay Tran ID 352X. That's my ID. Add me. Do you want to add Yuan Lin to your friends list? Yes, I have things to do, nothing else. He hurriedly ran off. See you. I'll go ahead. Became friends with Lam Tay Tran. This person truly left Yuan Lin bewildered. She just felt Lam Tay Tran was unusual. Strange, what was so urgent to run off like that? Could we be more terrifying than the Wild Boar King? When he reached the sect, just at the gate the thunder and lightning grew increasingly violent. He only dared to plunge inside and run. Elders, quickly accept me. Help me withstand this storm of thunder. Lam Tay Tran's disciple leapt up the steps. Tran comes to pay respects to master. The household troublemaker Lam Te Tran dashed past some sect disciples. Why is he running so fast? Running fast to be reborn, is he? The sky, which had been clear, suddenly turned pitch black as thunder crashed. Why did it change so abruptly? Who knows? It was clear a moment ago. Unless something happened. Lan Fai Yen has appeared. The sect master arrived. The disciples who saw him immediately reported and paid respects. Greetings, sect master. Sect master. Is this the ancient heavenly thunder calamity? Unless some disciple personally transmitted from an elder just broke through? Who broke through? Thursday Noyet also wants to know. How would I know? Tan Tung replied. At that moment, a disciple lunged forward, leaping the steps to the sect gate.
Lam Te Tran.
He knelt and held the entry letter aloft. Save me. Elders, please. Save me. I currently have no strength to withstand the pressure of this thunder calamity. I can only hope the elders accept this disciple. Please, elders, help. At this time Lan Fai Yen had not yet spoken. The thunder calamity had descended where Lam Te Tran stood. She immediately used immortal arts to protect him. Lucky not to die. Lam Te Tran silently gave thanks. The thunder calamity vanished and the sky gradually cleared. If struck dead by a heavenly calamity, one must reincarnate, not only wasting time but losing many opportunities. Tan Tung, an early refining cultivator, looked at Lam Te Tran and praised, calling down the thunder calamity. I've never seen this before. This disciple is extraordinary. If the sect recruits a talented disciple like this, it's truly fortunate. Thursday Noyet said, if this disciple later becomes a top elder, his master will be proud. The elders abandoned decorum and immediately ran toward Lam Te Tran. This is a prodigy. Quick! Thursday Noyet arrived first and immediately tried to recruit him. Has this disciple not yet formally taken a master? Why not take me as your master? I will ensure full resources for your cultivation. Tan Tung immediately said, Elder Thursday Noyet, you are a female cultivator. This male disciple would be better instructed by me.
Thu ngoài sao tết, Elder Thanh Tung.
You have so many disciples and still want to steal mine. Tan Tung replied weakly, Elder Thursday Noyet, what I mean is, this indeed matched Lam Te Tran's expectations. Just as he predicted. Coming to the sect, there were elders who helped him resist the heavenly calamity, and many elders wanted to take him as a disciple. Not bad, he'd hit the jackpot. But he kept calm as before, which would score points with the elders. But I must restrain myself, not show excitement. Otherwise, it will affect the elders' impression of me. At this time Lan Fai Yen approached. No need for you all to compete. This new disciple, becoming my disciple is best. The elders were stunned. This was the first time they'd heard the sect master want to accept a disciple. Everyone fell silent. The sect master taking a disciple? Is this breaking precedent? The sect master looked at Lam Te Tran and asked, Lam Te Tran, will you accept being a disciple of this sect master and follow me into the inner hall to cultivate? At that moment, the system panel appeared. Activated Great Destiny Opportunity. Tien Dain Sect. The current sect master of Tien Dain Sect, Lan Fai Yen, wishes to accept you as an official disciple. Do you accept? Big news. The sect master of Tien Dain Sect wants me as a disciple? Of course I accept. He immediately knelt. Your disciple consents. This humble one bows to master. The sect master replied, from today on, you are the sole disciple of Lan Fai Yen. Now, rise, follow me.
Lam Te Tran obeys.
If Lan Fai Yen could hear his thoughts now, she would surely punish him severely. How great! Just joined the sect and I've grabbed such a huge patron. Master's legs are so smooth and white, and they're long too. The sect master led him to the inner hall of Tien Dain Sword Sect and instructed him. The Sword Palace is the most important area of Tien Dain Sect. This place is quiet and secure, not disturbed from outside. From now on you will cultivate here. I will arrange a disciple to give you the sect's newbie items, and she will also lead you to your residence. Lam Te Tran replied, your disciple understands, master. Lan Fai Yen flew off, adding, when you are familiar, Come find me at the main hall. Although his master had left, Lam Te Tran still followed ritual and knelt in salute. Your disciple has taken note. After speaking the necessary words, he thought to himself, this sect master really is cold. But he did not dwell on it. It's fine, things will change in time. An hour passed and Lam Te Tran still hadn't seen anyone. Has the disciple my master arranged still not arrived? Never mind. Better to find them myself. The inner hall of Tian Dayin sword sect was vast like a palace. Who knew how many hidden quests lay inside? He walked down corridor after corridor. The architecture here was utterly different. This palace is so special. I'll try going in and see. Lam Te Tran opened the door and stepped in. Inside, Lan Faiyen was changing her clothes. She turned her head. He was startled. Is this Master's palace? He hurriedly said, Master, sorry to bother you. Lan Faiyen immediately cast a spell that sent Lam Te Tran sprawling to the ground. Who allowed you to barge into my palace at will? His face was scratched. He immediately knelt deeply. Forgive me, Master. I waited for the person you assigned, but they never came. So I went to look around myself and accidentally entered your palace. I truly didn't mean to. He was very worried inside. He feared this would affect Master's favor toward him. Damn, such bad luck. Please don't let this ruin Master's impression of me. Lan Faiyen did not make an issue of a newly inducted disciple. She took out a violet jade pill and tossed it to Lam Te Tran. Let it go. Ignorance is no crime. I will not blame you for now, but in the future, without my order you must never enter this place. There will be no second exception. The system immediately displayed information. Violet jade pill mystic grade. After use, all attributes increase by 30 points for 5 days. Outside of combat it restores 3,000 stamina. Lam Te Tran couldn't help but marvel. Sect Master is indeed generous. Casually tossing out a mystic pill, he withdrew outside and knelt behind the closed door. Thank you, Master. Lam Te Tran put the violet jade pill away. Not to be used right now, I'll keep it. Just then, the person Lan Faiyen had arranged arrived. The guide disciple finally appeared. The lively girl introduced herself cheerfully. Tian Dayin sword sect. Nam Kung Noyet. She smiled brightly. Little junior brother. Little junior brother. Why haven't you quickly go pay respects to your senior sister? Lam Te Tran immediately performed the ritual. Junior brother Lam Te Tran pays respects to senior sister. Nam Kung Noyet was extremely pleased. Good job, little junior brother. You know your manners. My name is Nam Kung Noyet. Cultivation. Late foundation establishment. If anything happens in the future, your senior sister will take it on for you. The game system notified. Nam Kung Noyet's favorability plus 10 current favorability. 10 instant rapport at first sight. Seeing the favorability rise, Lam Te Tran became even more polite. We've only just met and favorability already rose by 10. Indeed, this game is about appearances. Manners aren't enough. You must be slick and skillful with words to win people over. Lam Te Tran smiled and said, I didn't expect senior sister to be not only as beautiful as a flower, but also so highly cultivated. Your junior brother is truly in awe. Though flattery, it pleased Nam Kung Noyet greatly. I didn't expect your little junior brother to know how to flatter like that. Lam Te Tran stood and continued. There is a saying. To reach profound cultivation you must not only study appearances, you must strive every day. But honestly, he stepped closer and lowered his voice. Sometimes none of that beats flattering by petting the horse's rump. Nam Kung Noyet covered her mouth and laughed loudly. Ah! The system notified again. Favorability with Nam Kung Noyet plus 5 current favorability. 15. Pleasant conversation. Chatting happily. Compared to Master Lan Faiyen, favorability increased much faster. This showed Nam Kung Noyet was very approachable. Indeed, compared to Master Lan Faiyen, this senior sister is much more approachable. Lam Te Tran understood this clearly. In the game Bat Hong, the intimacy level between players and NPCs affects the activation of hidden quests and opportunities. The system divides intimacy into levels, 1 to 10, instant rapport at first sight 11 to 20, Pleasant conversation, chatting happily, 21 to 30. Travel companions, 31 to 40. Sharing morning and evening, being together day and night, 41 to 50. Spiritual connection, 51 to 60. Intimate without barriers, support in adversity, 61 to 70. Kindred hearts, deep fraternal feelings, 71 to 80. Mutual sincere care, 81 to 90. Oceanic oath and mountain clarity. Deep bond, 91 to 100. Life and death companions, bound by life and death. Lam Te Tran thought to himself, generally, if favorability with an opposite sex NPC reaches kindred hearts, you can have more intimate contact. At mutual sincere care, you can even become travel partners. It may also unlock dual cultivation mechanics. He immediately cleared his throat. Ahem ahem. No, no. Being next to a beauty is fine, but if it causes you to neglect cultivation, that's really not good. Although raising favorability with NPCs is difficult, in his previous life many players obsessed over NPCs to the point of losing sleep, and none ended well. While Lam Te Tran was thinking, he suddenly coughed up blood. Coo, coo.
Nam Cung Nguyệt immediately read.
Little junior brother, what's wrong with you? When were you injured?
Lam Te Tran calculated silently.
With this internal injury, without medicine it will be hard to recover in half an hour. Better borrow something from senior sister. Although his injury wasn't Nam Cung Nguyet's fault, her favorability toward him wasn't low. Maybe I can get a little reward. Lam Te Tran wiped the blood from his mouth and said, It's nothing. It's just that before you arrived, I wanted to explore a bit. I accidentally stepped into the master's palace and was struck by master. Hearing this, Nam Cung Nguyet immediately blushed. So it was because of me. She hurriedly took the blame. It's all my fault. The sect master assigned me to lead you to your residence, but I was distracted reading romance novels and was late. Without hesitation, she took out a bottle of pills and handed it to Lam Te Tran. This is a cheer-replenishing pill. Take it quickly. Lam Te Tran accepted it. Thank you, senior sister. He was secretly delighted. This injury turned out to be a boon. Not bad at all. I even got something good, but Nam Cung Nguyet still felt guilty. It's all because I'm not good. Because of me, the little junior brother was injured like this. If I hadn't stayed up late reading romance novels, why would your junior brother have been struck by master? Lam Te Tran quickly waved his hand. Why blame senior sister? It was my own fault for acting on my own. Seeing Lam Te Tran bear no resentment, in Nam Cung Nguyet's eyes this little junior brother was truly a good person. You even defend me? Little junior brother, you are really too kind. The system notified again.
Nam Cung Nguyệt favorably, Nam Curen favorably. 20 pleasant conversion, tương đàm thầm hoang.
Nam Cung Nguyet produced a jade piece. Here, consider this pendant my compensation to you.
Nam Cung Nguyệt was truly generous.
They had only just met and she'd already given many good items. Tuliying jade pendant, spiritual grade defense plus 10 heart guard plus 5 after leaving combat, restores 1% mana per second. Skill. Spirit shield in combat can form a magic shield for 0.5 seconds, able to block one enemy strike below foundation establishment rank. Cooldown. 15 minutes. Nam Cung Nguyet reminded him, Little junior brother, you must take good care of it. Lam Te Tran held the pendant, a bit flustered. Senior sister, this pendant is a spiritual grade equipment. It's top tier. The spirit shield skill is even more powerful. But of course the giver knew the value of what she offered. It's just that Nam Cung Nguyet had too many treasures. She patted her chest and laughed. What's that? Senior sister has plenty more treasures. Come on, I'll lead you to your residence. The basic newbie equipment is all there. Only then did Lam Te Tran feel at ease accepting it. Thank you, senior sister. Receiving a treasure without a bit of performance might make the young senior sister think he was greedy. Hehe, Ming Yen is really something. Otherwise, how could a newcomer get such a treasure? From that, Lam Te Tran drew a conclusion. NPCs in Bat Hong must be treated like real people because they have feelings too. But right now only he, the reincarnator, knew this. Nam Kung Noyet led Lam Te Tran to a place with a formation, stood in the center and said, "This is a low-grade spirit converging formation. Just sit and meditate here and the rate of spirit energy absorption will be much faster." She employed a mortal technique. A green light surrounded the formation. "Lam Te Tran, you're really lucky. In my place, it's only a mystic-grade spirit converging formation. I'm envious of you." Lam Te Tran recalled the newbie rules in Bat Hong. Typically, beginners find a spot to idle meditate to train offline, but the cultivation growth rate is very slow. Unexpectedly, his residence had a low-grade spirit converging formation. Could Master have specially arranged this for me? Nam Kung Noyet patted his shoulder. "All right, my task is complete here," she waved. "Little junior brother, see you later." Lam Te Tran replied, "Yes, thank you for your trouble, senior sister." Bat Hong's status panel appeared. Early Chi refining stage innate enlightenment points. Max with the low-grade spirit converging formations blessing. Meditation training speed plus 52 points/hour. Lam Te Tran couldn't help but be amazed. That's terrifying. Training speed here could be dozens of times faster than a normal Chi refining stage. At this rate, just idling for 3 hours could greatly raise my Chi refining cultivation. He recalculated the time. Nothing scheduled tomorrow. The sect master just needs to meet me. Then idle until then. Master, see you tomorrow. For now, go offline and idle meditate. Lam Te Tran logged out of the game. He woke up in his bed. His phone suddenly displayed a notification from the bank. Industrial and Commercial Bank. Your card balance. 1,661,782.35 yuan.
Lam Te Tran rejoiced.
Awesome. In just 5 hours, I earned over 1.6 million. In this world, I have a chance to live a new life. Finally, I can completely change that tragic fate from before. Nam Lam rode his big displacement motorcycle to Lam Te Tran's apartment. He opened the door a crack. "You're here." She came inside, sat down and reproached, "Why did you call me here so early? I still have to get ready for my morning run on the court." Lam Te Tran smiled. "I just wanted to show off a little. Nothing much. Just wanted you to see the new apartment I rented." Aunt Fong stood up and looked around. "Is this your new rented place?" "Yeah, not bad. Of course quality must match the price. The rent must be 5,000 or 6,000 a month." She put her arm around him. "Little lamb, you really know how to enjoy life. You're spending like this while I'm paying the gym membership?" Lam Te Tran calmly replied, "What else? Anyway, I can't pay her back yet, so better to spend it early so she doesn't worry." Hearing him say he spent her gym money, Nam Lam immediately jumped over the chair and sat upright on his lap. "What did you say? You really are a heartless bastard. How dare you spend my gym money?" She squeezed Lam Te Tran's neck. Ga, ga, ga. "All right, let's see how I turn you into a punching bag today." The two struggled. "Wait, Nam Lam, stop." But at that moment, Lam Te Tran's younger brother declared his presence. Nam Lam grew even angrier.
Lam Te Tran.
"How dare you take my comfort?" He quickly intertwined his hands defensively. "I didn't. I really didn't. Don't talk nonsense." While they were still arguing, a voice called from outside the door. "Mr. Lam, the gaming chair you ordered has been delivered. Please open the door." He replied, "Wait a moment." Lam Te Tran hurried to explain, "I earned some money in the game, so I bought you a gaming chair. You go down first, otherwise I'll return it." Nam Lam immediately pleaded, "Don't, please don't. Once it's bought, there's no returning it." Lam Te Tran said, "Will one gaming chair cover the gym fees I owe you? I don't think it fits in the dorm. If placed at your place, there's no suitable spot. But I thought of a way. I'll put it here and arrange a separate room for you." Nam Lam burst out laughing and ran to the room. "Ha ha ha, that'll do. This is the latest gaming chair. Let me take photos to post on social media." Lam Te Tran watched her go. "You're not mad anymore?" "Indeed. Money can solve 99% of problems. Looks like I need to quickly return to the game to earn more money." He immediately returned to Bat Hong. At that moment Lan Faiyan was sitting opposite. Not bad. Your aptitude is truly the best this master has seen. In such a short time you're about to break through.
Lam Te Tren respectfully bowed.
Thank you, master, for the praise. It's just that your disciple's cultivation is still stuck in early qi refining. I don't know how to break through. In truth, he knew the reason. Each substage required special pills to break through. But he still wanted to see if master would reward him. Maybe master has a pill to help me break through. Sure enough, upon hearing his disciple was stuck, Lan Faiyan immediately produced a pill. This master has an ultimate condensing qi pellet. Just use it and you can break through to mid-qi refining. Lam Te Tran immediately took it. Thank you, master. He was extremely happy. This type of pill was something only top sects possessed. But Lan Faiyan did not hand over the pill right away. Although you have exceptional talent, understand that a true powerhouse doesn't rely solely on cultivation level or rank. To become a powerhouse, you must gain experience through 100 battles.
Lam Te Tren nodded.
Master is right. A greenhouse flower does not deserve the path to immortality. Only a great tree that grows through thunder can contend for the path to eternal life. He had long understood this. From his previous life in the cultivation world he discovered one thing. The game's mechanics are extremely advanced. Cultivation can be increased by buying equipment with money, but combat experience can only come from real battles. Lan Faiyan looked at him with admiration. It's not easy for a young person to have such insight. You're indeed calmer than I expected. The Bat Hong system notified. Lan Faiyan's favorability plus 5 current favorability. 5. Instant rapport at first sight.
Lam Te Tren was delighted.
I didn't expect to increase favorability with master. If this continues, becoming closer to the sect leader isn't impossible either. At this rate, winning the sect leader's favor is not outlandish. But Lam Te Tran immediately reminded himself, don't let emotions precede reason. This life I must become a sword cultivator. How can I be weak for affairs of the heart? Lan Faiyan nodded and said, in that case, go accept a sect mission. Choose a difficult mission at the qi refining level. After completing it, this spirit-converging pill will be yours. Lam Te Tran immediately replied respectfully, disciple understands. Before he left, Lan Faiyan also took out a scripture. This master grants you the Tian Yen Heart Sutra. This is the fundamental cultivation scripture for all disciples of the Tian Yen Sword sect. The higher your mastery of the scripture, the greater the benefits. I hope you will practice diligently. Lam Te Tran bowed and accepted it with both hands. Thank you, master. Although it was said all disciples could learn this scripture, outer disciples had to complete sect missions to study it. He was different. As an inner disciple of the sect leader, he received it directly. Afterwards Lam Te Tran went to the outer hall of the Tian Yen Sword sect. The place was very quiet. He could spin around with his arms outstretched without bumping into anyone. It seems not many players have joined the sect yet. Actually, it's understandable. Although the sect recommendation quest had appeared in the game, it was a hidden quest. You had to pay close attention to find it. Perhaps it will take some time before many players join the sect, but that didn't affect him. After all, I've already seized the opportunity and become an inner disciple. Just then, Yuyan Lin arrived. A girl beside her said, Sister Yuyan Lin, that's him. That handsome expert guy. Lam Te Tran turned at the call. He thought to himself, I'll need to rely on her for many things later. After buying the information from him, Yuyan Lin had indeed joined the sword sect. Good. She has many friends. I can ask them for help later. Yuyan Lin smiled brightly. I didn't expect so few people here. Lam Te Tran replied casually, what a coincidence. You've joined the sword sect too. Yuyan Lin nodded. I like using the sword, so of course I chose the sword sect. But Lam Te Tran didn't want to waste time on missions, so he waved and said, I have to go take a mission. We'll talk next time. With that he left. Yuyan Lin felt a little sulky. I hadn't finished speaking and he was already gone. The girl beside her teased with a laugh. This handsome guy is so cold. Sister Yuyan Lin, it must be hard to pursue him. right? To Yuyan Lin immediately rebutted. I never said I wanted to pursue him. Do you all only see me as wanting to chase after him? The girl smiled. So it's not true? What a pity. I wanted to see a woman chasing a man for once. To Yuyan Lin shook her head. Stop talking nonsense and go to your missions. We're only 3 contribution points away from exchanging for the Tian Heart Sutra. The girl sighed tiredly. All right. Since joining the sect we've done missions every day, and we're still 3 points short. So tough. Passers-by also complained. Who will finally get the Tian Heart Sutra? The one who already had the Tian Heart Sutra was Lam Tran. He stepped forward to accept a mission. Next person. Lam Tran was still studying the scripture and only realized it was his turn when he heard the call. Disciple Lam Tran accepts the mission, he said politely. The mission attendant nodded. There are no fixed missions. Newcomers can choose for themselves. Kid, quickly pick a mission. A reminder. Choose a mission that matches your strength. Lam Tran stepped to the board filled with wooden mission tags and began to consider. The simplest tasks were just gathering mundane herbs. Aside from a bit of experience, there was almost no benefit. What a waste of time. He continued to look at higher-level missions. Most were hunts for chi refining level beasts. Those missions also didn't greatly help improve real combat experience. Suddenly he noticed a special tag. Phuong Kuk City. The tag read, Special Mission, Phuong Kuk Expedition. Difficulty Hell Tier. Mission Location, Phuong Kuk City. Lam Tran used his immortal power to take the tag down. This is it. He already knew Phuong Kuk City fairly well, so this mission would be relatively advantageous. Also, special missions usually came with special rewards. After learning the Tian Heart Sutra, all my attributes increased by 5%. With my knowledge of Phuong Kuk City, I can definitely try. The Bat Hong mission board immediately displayed. Hell Tier mission helped the Tian Sword Sect recover a lost sect secret scripture. System warning. This mission is extremely difficult. Disciples with low cultivation should not choose it. Mission description. Sword Sect disciple Zhang Hai was murdered outside. He was carrying a sect secret scripture. Mission. Avenge Zhang Hai and recover the stolen scripture. Rewards, 100 lower-grade spirit stones, 100 sect contribution points, 1 high-grade spirit converging pill, 1 spiritual-grade martial technique volume hidden reward. The mission officer looked at him and cautioned, Kid, this mission is very difficult. Do you want to reconsider? The suspect who killed Zhang Hai could very well be a late chi refining cultivator. His realm is far above yours. Also, sect rules state that disciples cannot accept a new mission while one is unfinished. Lam Tran only nodded slightly after hearing this. Thanks for the reminder. But I won't change my mind. I will definitely take this mission. Those nearby all turned to look. That brat actually chose a Hell Tier mission? Another person showed disbelief. Are you kidding? The mission warned clearly. The opponent could be a late chi refining cultivator. What right does he have to accept this mission and still guarantee his life? 2 people beside each other whispered. Even if the realms were equal, this mission is extremely hard. Clues are pitifully few. Finding the killer is like searching for a needle at the bottom of the sea. The other sneered. As the proverb says, weak and still showy. Wait and see him get slapped in the face. Not long after, Lam Tran arrived at Phuong Kuk City. This was the key location for completing the mission. As he stepped into the city, several girls in the tavern bowed and smiled brightly. Welcome, Immortal from the Tian Sword Sect. Elder Immortal, please come inside and rest. At that moment, a merchant in the tavern was telling news. Breaking news. The sect leader of Xian Wu Dao Hall, Virtuous Muktan, has broken through to the transformation spirit realm today. Xian Wu Dao Hall's strength has increased another level. The crowd buzzed. The storyteller continued, More news. The 100-flower immortal daughter of Polar End Shao Valley has married the Grand Elder of Red Sun Sect, forming a Dao pair. The powerful just got more powerful. Lam Tran sat down to listen. This man was the news merchant in the Bathong world, like a reporter in the real world. His job was to tell stories, sell news, and earn rewards. Lam Te Tran lifted a cup of hot tea. If I patiently listen for a bit, there will surely be mission clues. The merchant reached the climax of his tale and slammed the table. Bang! Tianyan's sword sect disciple Zhang Hai was murdered while out on training. The killer is Chu Hao, a depraved late Qi refining cultivator. This person belongs to the demonic path and acted with extreme cruelty. Hearing this, Lam Te Tran's eyes lit up. Finally, the part one need has come. After finishing, the merchant turned inward. Lam Te Tran immediately stood up and gave chase. Sir, please stop. I want to buy some information. Most players, upon hearing a clue, would immediately rush to undertake the mission. But Lam Te Tran was different. He understood how this game operated too well. If you want accurate clues, you must pay for them. The merchant turned and looked at him. You want to buy news? No problem. Just hand over enough money, and Li Si will answer everything. Lam Te Tran tossed a pouch of spirit stones to him. Li Si caught it quickly. What do you want to ask? Where is Chu Hao? Li Si smiled. Someone like Chu Hao is extremely lustful. He often goes to the Lu Siu flower district in Phuong Cuc City. You can go there to find him. After saying this, Li Si looked at him meaningfully. I have one very important piece of information, but it costs an extra 5 spirit stones. Lam Te Tran did not hesitate. He took out another small pouch of spirit stones and shook it lightly in his hand. No problem. Receiving the money, Li Si immediately began to whisper. I see you have an honest face, so I'll warn you. Although Chu Hao is only late Qi refining, he has an older brother. His name is Chu Shin. This person is already a truck co-level cultivator. You must be careful. Night fell and Phuong Cuc City grew lively. At Thursday Noyet Pavilion, laughter and chatter echoed everywhere. Ah! Officials! Come over. How annoying! Have another cup. After this cup you get to enter a room with me. After eating, drinking, and playing until drunk, Chu Hao staggered out of the pavilion. A few girls behind him coyly called after him. Young Master Chu, remember us next time. We will wait for you. Chu Hao's face was flushed from wine as he turned and grinned lecherously. All right, you obediently wait for young Master Chu. Next time line up one by one to serve me in turn. Heh. In a dark corner nearby, Lam Te Tran silently watched. The target has appeared. Chu Hao staggered along, his body swaying unsteadily. Suddenly he sensed someone behind him. He stopped and shouted, Who is there? Lam Te Tran stepped out of hiding and said plainly, I'm here to take your life. Hearing that, Chu Hao seemed to sober up a bit. He looked at Lam Te Tran with contempt and drew his blade. So it's just a boy at early Qi refining. A disciple of the Tianyan sword sect dares come to avenge me? Chu Hao charged forward with his blade. Looks like you don't want to live anymore. The attack came at extreme speed. Lam Te Tran immediately dodged to the side. Evade! Chu Hao spun and swung his blade in a wide arc, but his move was broken by Lam Te Tran in a single strike. Chu Hao stared wide-eyed.
Impossible.
You're only early Qi refining. How can you have such strength?
Lam Te Tran sneered.
Not that I'm too strong. You're just too weak. After cultivating the Tianyan Heart Sutra, all his combat attributes had increased by 5%. It wasn't a joke. Chu Hao roared in anger. He unleashed his strongest move, Mad Blade Cleave. The blade descended with a gale. Lam Te Tran raised his hand and chanted, Spirit Shield. A spherical layer of energy instantly enveloped his body. This was the power of the spirit-converging pendant that senior sister Nam Kung Noyet had given him. Lam Te Tran couldn't help but praise silently. This spirit shield is really useful. Chu Hao gritted his teeth and stared at him. I didn't expect you to have so many treasures. Seems like you're spoiled in the sect, huh? Hand over all your treasures. I might spare your life. Lam Te Tran looked at him with contempt. You want me to hand over my things? Who gave you that courage? Chu Hao's eyes were bloodshot. He wildly swung his blade, but each strike was easily dodged by Lam Tae Tran.
Miss. Miss. Miss.
Chu Hao gradually panicked.
Why is this happening? If I keep draining like this, I'll die by his hands. He immediately retreated. Lam Tae Tran's gaze turned icy. Humph! He clenched his sword and delivered a killing blow. Just one slash. Chu Hao instantly lost 90 health points. The character info popped up. Chu Hao cultivator type. Rogue, blade path realm. Late chi refining health. 25-50 strength. 32 mental force. 30 defense. 28 speed. 36 equipment. Spirit grade thunderblade techniques. Sturdy wind blade method. Minor mastery mad blade cleave. Newly learned movement. Piercing misstep. Minor mastery. Chu Hao launched a frenzied counterattack. Lam Tae Tran remained even calmer. No wonder I couldn't beat him in my past life. But now, late chi refining is only this much. Lam Tae Tran's info appeared. Player, Lam Tae Tran profession, sword cultivator realm, early chi refining health, 2300 mana, 2100 strength, 37 mental force, 22 defense, 48 speed, 42 heart unity, 7 heart guard, 51 sword aptitude, plus 5% techniques, Tian Yen Heart Sutra, beginner phantom step, beginner equipment, sword sect attire, spirit grade red cloud sword, spirit grade spirit converging pendant, a slash cut through, excruciating pain hit.
Chu Hao froze.
Ugh! Lam Tae Tran pressed the cold tip of his sword to him. Chu Hao had fallen to his knees. You sick chicken. Hand over the Tian Yen sword sect's secret scripture. Chu Hao panicked and raised his hands to block the sword. Senior, I was wrong. I was blind and foolish. I admit defeat. I'll hand the item back right now. At that moment, a powerful aura suddenly appeared behind the two. Lam Tae Tran thought to himself, an ambusher. The ground suddenly split, separating him and Chu Hao to opposite sides. Boom! Chu Hao screamed in panic. He scrambled up, turned his head and looked back. Brother, you're here. Quick, save me. I'm being hunted. Seeing reinforcements had arrived, Chu Hao immediately curled his lip and sneered. You brat. You're out of luck. My big brother is here. The sword cuts you left on me, I'll repay 100-fold. Lam Tae Tran looked at the newcomer and immediately guessed inwardly. This must be Chu Shun, Chu Hao's elder brother.
Roger Cultiva Chu Sen.
Realm, early foundation establishment. Indeed far stronger than me. Chu Shin clasped his hands behind his back, looked at Chu Hao sitting on the ground and spoke coldly. I told you, a lot has happened recently. I told you to stay in the mountain and not go out. But you wouldn't listen. If I hadn't discovered you'd left and come to find you, today your life would be gone. Chu Hao hurriedly pointed at Lam Tae Tran. Brother, it's my fault. From now on I'll obey you and won't go out again. But first you must help me take revenge. He harmed me terribly. Chu Shin looked at Lam Tae Tran with a cold voice. Hand over your spirit shield. I may consider letting you die with your body intact. If not, I'll make your life worse than death. Chu Hao hastily took out a vial of pills. Brother, wait for me to take this restorative pill. I will help you kill him. But before he could drink, a sword light flashed. SHK, the sword plunged straight into his heart. Ugh! Chu Hao's eyes rolled. His hands clutched the sword pressed to his chest. The vial and pill dropped to the ground. Big brother. He collapsed before he could finish speaking. Chu Shin grit his teeth, his gaze full of killing intent. Lam Tae Tran drew his sword out, slung it over his shoulder and said calmly, Your little brother didn't realize. Villains often die because they talk too much, didn't they? He looked at Chu Shin and continued, Besides, my goal was always to kill both of you brothers. Then take all the spoils. Now, it's your turn.
Chu Shen roaret, die.
He swung down an extremely powerful blade. Lam Tae Tran couldn't fully dodge in time. Boom! He was hit and knocked backward. Ha! This is trouble. This one is much harder to deal with than Chu Hao. The opponent's info appeared. Rogue Cultivator, Chu Shun Profession, Blade Cultivator Realm, Early Foundation Establishment Health, 5300 Strength, 70 Mental Force, 40 Defense, 55 Speed, 50 Heart Unity. 6 Techniques: Moon Sweeping Blade Method, Minor Mastery Movement, Clone Illusion Step, Minor Mastery Martial Skill, Soul Sunder Cleave, Minor Mastery Spirit Skill, Soul Pursuit, Basic Mastery Equipment, Spirit Grade Thunder Cleaver, Spirit Grade Tempered Body Armor, Spirit Grade Numbing Fragrance Belts. Chu Shin suddenly lunged behind Lam Te Tran like lightning. A blade thrust forward, but this time Lam Te Tran managed to block it. Clang! The two were blasted apart by the force. Lam Te Tran stabilized himself and shouted, "Stop!" He looked up at Chu Shin, calculating inwardly. Although his speed is faster than mine, my combat experience is far richer. Facing a strong enemy, I can still predict and defend in time. Chu Shin was also astonished. I am proudly at Foundation Establishment. Yet I cannot kill a mere early chi refining cultivator. What an indignity! He roared and channeled all his strength into one move. Soul Sunder Cleave. The blade light seemed ready to split the air in two. Lam Te Tran tried to block. Ha! He thought to himself, I just used Spirit Shield. I have to wait 10 minutes before I can use it again. Otherwise, this move can't be broken by the Spirit Shield. Luckily, Phantom Step will be off cooldown in about 10 seconds. First, I must use movement to disrupt his formation. Thinking this, Lam Te Tran immediately chanted, Phantom Step. His body immediately moved continuously, his steps chaotic and patternless. After that attack, he began running circles around the battlefield.
Chu Shen Sner.
You dare compare speed with me? You're far behind. He immediately unleashed his movement technique, Clone Illusion Step. In an instant, multiple images of Chu Shin appeared. They all surged forward to surround Lam Te Tran. Let's see where you can run now. Lam Te Tran looked around and suddenly recalled his past life experience. This kind of clone technique. At a glance, the true body and clones look identical. But if you observe closely, there are still differences. He quickly analyzed. Only the true body's eyes have spirit. Clones have soulless eyes. Once he found that, one move would be enough. Lam Te Tran immediately lunged. Slash! A sword pierced straight into Chu Shin's chest. Heart Unity activated. Armor break effect triggered. Lasts 5 seconds. Lam Te Tran tightened his grip on the sword. Armor break is really useful. It can have the opponent's defense. Must seize the opportunity. He surged forward at once. The blade thrust deeper. Chu Shin spat a mouthful of blood. Whoosh! But immediately after, Chu Shin suddenly erupted with force. Boom! A terrifying shockwave detonated around him. Lam Te Tran was flung far away. Chu Shin slipped free of the blade and roared fiercely. Humph! An old tiger doesn't roar. Do you think I'm a sick cat? He instantly executed a technique. Moon Sweeping Blade Method. Chu Shin rushed forward. Blade light slashed down like a crescent moon. Lam Te Tran hurriedly raised his sword to block. Clang! 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 Strike after strike, so fast it was hard to follow. Lam Te Tran gritted his teeth. Damn! His attack speed is too fast. I can't block it anymore. He cursed inwardly but admitted, that's unlucky. If I'd broken through to mid-chi refining, I wouldn't be so passive. He looked at his health bar. Only 1/3 remained. If this continues, I'll die here. Lam Te Tran immediately took out a pill. Z-Jade Pill Mystic Grade. Effect. All attributes plus 30 for 5 minutes. Out of combat restores 3000 stamina. He hesitated. This pill was given by my master. I hate to use it, but he understood one thing. If I die once, attributes drop 10%. I can't ruin such a perfect start. Lam Te Tran gritted his teeth. No choice. He swallowed the Z-Jade pill. Immediately, a surge of power spread through his body. his vital energy sword. He looked at his hands in amazement. After taking the Z-Jade pill, my whole body feels noticeably more agile. Chushin also sensed the change. He halted, his expression turning grave. Nearly dead. Still standing there smiling? Laugh when you go to the underworld. It's not too late. He unleashed the technique again. Moon-sweeping blade method. Chushin charged once more, but this time, Lam Taetran's health suddenly surged. Plus 3,000 HP restored nearly full.
Chushin froze.
What? You actually withstood my strike. He stared at Lam Taetran. That pill you took. Truly not simple.
Chushin lau ghét Côn Ly.
I didn't expect your brat to carry so many treasures. But you can rely on one pill to escape once. Do you think you can avoid it forever? Lam Taetran couldn't help but laugh. You're not wrong. My pill indeed has a time limit. The moment he finished speaking, he lunged at Chushin. Boom! Chushin was knocked flying. Lam Taetran said coldly, as long as I kill you before the pill's effect wears off, you're finished. Chushin was astonished. He couldn't understand why Lam Taetran's strength had suddenly increased so much. The two continued to fight. Blades and swords clashed repeatedly. Lam Taetran quickly calculated in his head. First, defend. Wait until his pill's power wanes. Then he began to increase his attacks. One attacks, one defends. During the fight, Lam Taetran suddenly sensed something. My swordsmanship seems to be gradually grasping the essence. The sword light grew ever keener. Even mid-battle, he comprehended sword intent. Sword aptitude plus 5%. Chushin gradually could no longer hold out. Ha! Yet he still refused to give up. Only one thought ran through his mind. This person must be an extremely important disciple of the Tian sword sect. If I don't kill him today, he will surely become a great future calamity. Chushin gritted his teeth. He poured all his spiritual power into the blade. His eyes reddened. Soul-pursuing cleave. A decisive strike was unleashed. Lam Taetran reacted immediately. Phantom step. His body flashed as he dodged. Chushin was startled. He escaped. At that moment, SHK! A sword suddenly thrust forward. It turned out Lam Taetran had stealthily circled to his rear. He launched continuous sword strikes.
Fast, präzise, decisive.
Finally, a finishing stroke. Chushin collapsed to the ground. Gurgle. Ha! Even before dying, he was unwilling to accept it. How could this be? Lam Taetran breathed a sigh of relief. Phew! A mission notification appeared. Mission Harvest Rice Difficulty Hell. Completed. Return to the sect to claim your reward. Lam Taetran turned and left. Before leaving, he didn't forget to check the bodies of the two brothers. This trip earned quite a lot. He began stripping all their equipment. Then returned to the sect to report in. But after walking a bit, he suddenly stopped. Wait! It seems before returning, I still have one important thing to do. On the way back to Phuong Cuc City, Lam Taetran walked while thinking. After all, this is my first time doing a mission for the sect. I should buy a gift for my master. He pondered. There is a saying. It's not just the gift but how you give it. In this cultivation world, masters value propriety even more. Moreover, giving a gift increases the master's favor. But the problem was, what to give? Lam Taetran stopped in front of a shop. An idea occurred to him. The ancients said, no woman hates jewelry. He looked up at the sign, Jade Boutique. Fine. Buy my master a jade hairpin. After that, Lam Taetran returned to the mission desk. He handed the mission scroll to the steward. I'm here to turn in the mission. The girl in charge was surprised when she saw it. Young brother, you're impressive. So fast you've already completed a hell tier mission? Those nearby immediately buzzed. Holy crap! This brother really finished a hell tier mission? How is that possible? To do a hell tier mission, you need at least late chi refining. Someone stared at the scroll in his hand. What's that scroll? Could that be the mission reward? The girl took the mission confirmation paper. After checking, she smiled and said, "Congratulations. The mission has been confirmed complete. Young brother, no wonder you're the inner hall elite, with boundless prospects. I here wish you auspicious fortune and soaring success." Having spoken, the girl chanted an incantation. A series of magical implements and treasures appeared before them. These are the rewards for this mission. Inside are an additional 100 low-grade spirit stones as a bonus. Please accept them. Lam Te Tran opened his bag and received all the rewards. He couldn't help but exclaim, "So much!" Those around immediately stirred. 100 low-grade spirit stones. Good heavens! How many missions do I have to do to get just a few dozen? Don't even mention it. Look at his sect contribution points on the token. A full 100 points. I have to do 10 missions to get that much. Hearing this, the crowd immediately swarmed around Lam Te Tran. Everyone wanted to recruit him. "Brother, you're amazing. You completed a hell-tier mission? What's your cultivation now? Do you take disciples?" Another person hurriedly interjected. "Hey brother, do you have a guild yet? If not, join our Shanglang guild." A beautiful girl stepped forward. "Handsome guy. You're really impressive. Can you take me with you? I'll do anything for you." Lam Te Tran quickly clasped his hands. "Many thanks. Thanks for your kindness, everyone. I appreciate your goodwill. It's just that I have something to attend to right now." As soon as he finished speaking, he bolted away from the enthusiastic crowd. But people continued to chase after him. "Handsome guy, consider us. If you join our guild, we'll make you chief." Lam Te Tran was extremely annoyed. Running, he shouted, "Can you stop chasing me already?" Just then, two members of a guild stepped forward to block the crowd. "Do not harass inner sect disciples, nor disturb the direct disciples of our master." Everyone was stunned. What? So he's already an inner sect disciple? But some were not convinced. "Elder, take me along with him." Meanwhile, Lam Te Tran returned to pay respects to his master. He knelt. "Master, your disciple has returned." Lan Fai Yen was lying on a chair reading. Hearing this, she asked, "I heard you completed a hell-tier mission?" Lam Te Tran replied quickly, "Yes, ma'am." Lan Fai Yen immediately grew angry. "I instructed you to choose a hard-tier mission. Why did you pick a hell-tier one? If the mission had failed, not only would you have died, but our Tian Yen sword sect's prodigy would be lost. That would be a loss for the entire sect." Lam Te Tran immediately bowed his head to take the blame. Disciple knows his mistake. Master's admonition is entirely correct. Lan Fai Yen then sat up. She motioned with her hand. "Stand up. Let that matter pass." How strong was the opponent this time? Lam Te Tran recounted everything. "I originally thought the opponent was only at Qi refining. Unexpectedly, he had an elder brother. And that person was a foundation establishment cultivator." Lan Fai Yen put the book down and looked at him sharply. "You say, in that predicament, you personally killed a foundation establishment cultivator?" Lam Te Tran hurried to explain. "I wouldn't dare lie. It was mainly thanks to the pill you gave me before. Without it, I certainly wouldn't have survived this time." Lan Fai Yen, hearing this, spoke sternly with admonition. "The gap between the two great realms is enormous. From now on, you must be truly cautious. Do not act recklessly anymore." Then she produced a talisman. "Take this. Only use it in a life-and-death crisis. Otherwise, do not use it casually." In her heart, Lan Fai Yen thought, "Unexpectedly, this child's combat talent is so outstanding. Truly a once-in-a-thousand-years prodigy." After speaking, Lan Fai Yen handed him a primordial spirit talisman. Inside the talisman, a sliver of Lan Fai Yen's primordial spirit was sealed. Can be used only once. Furthermore, a player cannot use it while in combat. Lam Te Tran accepted it and immediately said, "Thank you, master." He was inwardly overjoyed. Damn! With the sect leader backing me, what is there to fear? He thought, smiling inwardly. I must hold onto this backing tightly, not only the primordial spirit talisman. Lan Fai Yen also took out several pills of her own and gave them to him. Consider these a reward. And here is the top-grade chi concentrating pill I promised you. She looked at him a moment and continued. You completed a Hell Tier mission. Therefore, I also reward you another chi concentrating pill. I hope your breakthrough goes smoothly. Lam Te Tran immediately accepted them. Thank you, Master. Your disciple will not let you down. Lan Fai Yen admonished again. What you lack most now is sword techniques. There are many in the sect library. Go exchange and acquire them yourself. Lam Te Tran hurriedly said, Master, wait. Lan Fai Yen asked coldly, What else? Lam Te Tran took out the hairpin he had bought and offered it to her. Disciple wishes to give Master a small gift. But I couldn't afford a spirit hairpin. I could only buy a mortal's hairpin. I don't know if Master will like it. Lan Fai Yen took it, looked at it briefly, then turned and left, leaving only one sentence. Diligently cultivate. No need for excessive ceremony. Lam Te Tran responded immediately, Please rest assured, Master. But when he looked up, Lan Fai Yen had already vanished. He was stunned. Ha! Master truly is cold. She even said she didn't like the hairpin I gave. At that moment, a notification appeared. Lan Fai Yen's favorability plus 5 current favorability. 10 relationship. Love at first sight.
Lam Te Tran was instantly delighted.
Haha. Master's favorability increased. That's how it should be. He walked away thinking, So Master is only cold on the surface. My path to an easy life just took another step. Just then, not far from him a loud explosion rang out.
Boom! Lam Te Tran flinched.
What's that noise? Thick smoke spread everywhere. Everyone around coughed and spluttered. Cough, cough, cough. An old man stepped out of the smoke. Someone exclaimed in surprise, Elder Tien Tan, failed at pill refining again? The old man grumbled angrily. Why is Zhu Nan pill harder to refine than Tien Nguyen pill? I refuse to believe it. He looked at everyone and announced loudly, I am Tien Tan, head of the 12 elders of the sword sect. I am currently refining pills, but I'm missing an important medicinal conductor. Is anyone willing to go out and fetch it for me? At that moment, a mission notification appeared. Elder Tien Tan issued a mission difficulty. Hell Tier mission details. Find a sprig of TUCAM herb before dawn. Mission description. TUCAM herb is the most important conductor for refining the Zhu Nen pill. This herb is extremely rare and can only be found on the body of a medicine spirit hawk. Mission hint. Medicine spirit hawks live in the Shanglan Medicine Valley. After hearing it, everyone immediately grew disheartened. Another Hell Tier mission. Going to Shanglan Medicine Valley costs spirit stones too. One person shook his head. Forget it. The mission is hard and expensive. Not worth it. Another said, I don't want to die right after starting to play. I have no experience with this game. While everyone hesitated, Lam Te Tran stepped out from the crowd. He clasped his hands and said, Greetings, Elder. I, Disciple Lam Te Tran, volunteer to find the TUCAM herb for you. The people around were stunned. What? Is there really someone blind enough to accept this mission? Elder Tien Tan was somewhat surprised to see who stepped forward. He stroked his long beard. Oh, isn't this the disciple of the housekeeper that Lady Lan recently took in? Lam Te Tran looked at him calmly, thinking to himself, This old man is the sword sect's most formidable pillmaster. If I build a good relationship with someone like him, it can only benefit me. Not long after, Lam Te Tran had entered the deep forest of Shanglan Medicine Valley. It was already night. He walked, using the moonlight to search around. Based on past life experience, this kind of medicine spirit boss usually appears where herbs are abundant. It should be nearby. At that moment, a noise suddenly came from behind. Ahead! Hold your positions! A shout rang out. Lam Te Tran looked over and a joy flashed in his eyes. Found it! Medicine Spirit Bone Hawk. Ahead! Hold your positions! A shout rang out. Lam Te Tran looked over and a joy flashed in his eyes. Found it! Medicine Spirit Bone Hawk. Let them fight first. Look for an opportunity to strike afterward. The Medicine Spirit Bone Hawk immediately counterattacked. Ay! Wah! Ah! Pitiful cries rang out. Lam Te Tran stood aside watching with contempt. These newbie players. Over 10 people and they still can't catch one bone hawk? Pathetic. Moreover, judging by the situation, they'll soon all be killed by the Medicine Spirit Bone Hawk. Lam Te Tran thought, better talk to them first. Lure the boss out. With that he approached. In the group, a girl heard footsteps and turned. She said to the person beside her, Sister Yuyin Lin, isn't that the handsome expert? Yuyin Lin was startled and quickly turned to look. Sure enough, it was Lam Te Tran. He approached, greeted them, and stated his purpose directly. Everyone, I'm on an urgent mission for this Medicine Spirit Bone Hawk. Could you yield this boss to me? Looking more closely, Lam Te Tran was slightly surprised. So it's to Yuyin Lin's guild. I know them. Should be easy to negotiate. At that moment, someone from the back asked, Yuyin Lin, do you know him? Yuyin Lin nodded and said, he's the expert I mentioned last time. He single-handedly killed the Wild Pig King in Newbie Village. It even made a server-wide announcement. She added in a low voice, the sect mission I received from the blacksmith was information I bought from him. The other person listened and pondered. It seems he came here to kill the boss. Maybe he wants the Tian Yen Heart Sutra. But this boss is also very important to the Moonlight Guild. Even if he's an acquaintance, we can't yield it. Yuyin Lin couldn't persuade them. She said, fine. I'll go talk to him. She stepped in front of Lam Te Tran.
Sorry, Master Lam.
This Bone Hawk is a mission our guild leader needs. We must take it. Could you wait until it respawns tomorrow?
Lam Te Tran smiled faintly.
Ha! Just as I thought. I guessed you wouldn't give it up easily. He looked at the battle behind them and continued. But judging by how you're fighting, I might not need to wait until tomorrow. No sooner had he finished speaking than the Medicine Spirit Bone Hawk suddenly screamed in pain. Kek! It beat its wings and flew up. Dust sprayed everywhere. Sand flew into everyone's eyes. Ah! It hurts. My eyes. Ugh! The Bone Hawk, enraged, turned and counterattacked. Everyone immediately panicked. Help me! Ah! At that moment, Lam Te Tran looked at Yuyin Lin's group and calmly said, I'll tell you the current situation. He continued calmly, what I was about to say is, when the Bone Hawk's health drops to around 50%, it will immediately release a stunning pollen. That pollen greatly reduces stamina and increases cooldowns. So you'd best pray for yourselves. Yuyin Lin was startled and asked back, what did you say? But at that point someone in the team rushed forward. Ignore him. Focus on killing the boss first. Just then the Bone Hawk unleashed its power. It lunged forward and attacked ferociously. Someone chanted a spell. Blazing fire lamp. The flames hit the Bone Hawk. Kek! The hawk screamed and flapped its wings. Flying up, Lam Te Tran stood to the side and shook his head. Ha! That move only makes it angrier. He sighed. Once the Bone Hawk's rage rises, its attack speed and damage increase sharply. Sure enough, the Bone Hawk went berserk. Its eyes glowed blood red. It dove down like a lightning bolt.
Nguyên Linh sao tét, ca phèo.
But it was too late. Thud! Someone was pierced. Ugh! They nearly died. Immediately after, lack stone toss. The Bone Hawk flung that person away. Boulders were hurled everywhere. Lam Te Tran couldn't help but yell from the back, You female sorcerer! Are you stupid? He folded his arms and said plainly, I can teach you how to kill this Bone Hawk, but if a TUCAM herb drops, it must be handed to me. Deal? Yuyin Lin and the other instantly replied in unison. Deal! Please show us. The two quickly ran up to Lam Te Tran. He began to analyze. Your hatred value with the Bone Hawk is too high. Don't use lack stone toss anymore. It only increases the boss's rage. He looked at her health bar and said, Check your HP. You're nearly dead. The girl immediately blushed with embarrassment. Lam Tran continued. When it breaks free from those rocks, it can kill you with a single swipe. Suddenly he stepped forward, grasped her hand, and adjusted the direction of her magic staff. Lack Stone Toss isn't used like that. It must be combined with Earth Immortal Thrust. That way you maximize damage. He continued to command, your Earth Immortal Thrust has a very short cooldown. Use it first. The girl immediately chanted, Earth Immortal Thrust. The ground shook. The Bone Hawk was temporarily restrained.
Lam Tran nodded.
That's right. Exactly so. He continued to instruct, you must control it from a distance. Let your teammates deal the damage. The other girl sighed in relief. So that's how it is. Thanks for the guidance. Just then, a new group of people appeared in the distance. A crowd approached. Lam Tran turned to look. The leader sneered and said, this boss. We want it. You stop and get out of the way. He warned, if not, don't blame us for being rude. Yuan Lin looked at the group and asked anxiously, boss, that's the Blood Slaughter Guild. We don't have enough people right now, she said decisively. Even if we lose today, we must make Moonlight Guild renown. At least we can't lose in spirit.
Yuan Lin nodded.
Understood. Zhang Lakdu looked at the restrained Bone Hawk and said regretfully, we were so close. We almost killed it. Now we have to fight a guild war. What a pity. At that moment, Lam Tran spoke up. I can help you deal with this Bone Hawk. Everyone immediately looked at him. He then stated his condition. But after killing the boss, aside from the Tusiam herb, I get to choose one piece of equipment that drops from the boss. After hearing Lam Tran's condition, everyone looked at each other. Zhang Lakdu asked in surprise, you mean, for real? To Yuan Lin, slightly worried, added, if that's the case, I'll leave a few people to help you take down the Bone Hawk. But Lam Tran immediately shook his head. He flew straight toward the medicine spirit Bone Hawk and called out loudly, you focus all your efforts on the guild war. I'll handle this Bone Hawk by myself. The two heard this and were stunned. Huh? On the other side, the leader of the Bloodslaughter Guild burst into loud laughter. Ah! Is he crazy? He immediately ordered, brothers, charge. Teach this small guild a lesson. Both sides immediately lunged into battle. Cries rang out everywhere. Charge! Kill! A member of the Bloodslaughter Guild sneered. In this Medicine Valley, only the strong survive. You little maidens are in the wrong place. Ah! Soon after, members of Moonlight Guild were knocked down one by one. Cough! Ah! Everyone regrouped into a cluster. The Bloodslaughter members grew more excited. One jeered. A bunch of girls daring to come to the Medicine Valley? Why don't you obediently stay in Newbie Village? Ah! He raised his weapon. No problem. I'll escort you back to Newbie Village. At that moment, the leader sat on a large rock, eyes full of arrogance. You dared oppose the Bloodslaughter Guild. This is the consequence. Today, we're only teaching you a lesson. He was extremely pleased with himself. The game's only been open a few days. I've already wiped out an entire guild. Truly dominant. He chuckled coldly. Wait a moment. We'll take that boss too. Perfect. Just then, a beam of light shot straight into the sky. A subordinate startled and said, Boss, it looks like the first kill announcement just triggered. The leader looked up. What? Immediately after, a server-wide announcement appeared. Congratulations to player Lam Tran for killing the first late chi refining boss in Bathong. Rewards, 400 reputation points, 2 innate magic points, 1 achievement medal. The leader's eyes widened. What? The Bone Hawk was killed? At that moment, Lam Tran's calm voice came from behind. To Yuan Lin, I've already taken care of the Bone Hawk. Hurry over here to split the loot. Everyone at the scene froze. No one could utter a word. The leader immediately flew into rage. He pointed at Lam Tran. How dare you steal my boss? I think you're asking for death. He ground his teeth and said, This brat soloed a boss at the early stage. He'll surely become a major disaster later. He shouted orders. Kill him! Rob all his gear. Cut off his leveling speed. He yelled loudly, whoever kills him, I'll reward handsomely. Hearing there was a reward, the lackeys immediately charged forward. Let me. One man swung his fist boastfully. In real life, I'm a UFC fighter. One punch from me equals 20 years of cultivation. He was an early chi refining cultivator. The man sneered coldly. Let's see how you block this. But before his fist could reach, Lam Tran had smoothly dodged to the side. The other guy widened his eyes. You dodged. Before he could react, Lam Tran drew his sword. A streak of blade light flashed. FSH. A thrust through the heart. Damage. Minus 545. The man immediately fell to the ground. Lam Tran recalled his previous life. In his past life, he had practiced cultivation for 9 years. During that time, he had been ambushed countless times. So, ambushes like this were far too familiar to him. Lam Tran gave a faint smile. With such weak boxing, you think you can hit me? No chance. The man stared in astonishment. He couldn't understand at all. His reaction speed. How can it be this fast? This can't be. But Lam Tran struck again. Blade light flashed. The man hadn't even dodged. Ha! A slash cut straight across his throat. Critical damage. Minus 455 in an instant, he was decapitated. His body dissolved into light. All that remained before Lam Tran was a tombstone. Everyone nearby was stunned by the scene. Impossible. Why is his damage so high? Another person trembled as he said, He hasn't even used a skill. I don't believe it. Lam Tran calmly took items from his bag, then looked at the group and said, just because I don't like causing trouble doesn't mean I'm afraid of trouble. He warned coldly, I don't care about the wars between your guilds, but if you cause trouble for me, you'd better be careful. His gaze was icy. The sword in his hand trembled slightly, but the ringleader still thought he was bragging. He sneered with contempt. This kid, too arrogant. He immediately shouted, For of you, go! For men charged at once. He's alone. Only mid-stage refinement. No need to fear. Team up and kill him.
Lam Tran sighed softly.
Ha! Clinging to ignorance. But before they could get close, Lam Tran took the initiative and lunged forward. Blade light flashed in succession. Thuck! 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 Hey! Cough!
Impossible.
In just a few seconds, all four were gravely wounded and collapsed. None survived. Lam Tran sheathed his sword and said calmly, A bunch of trash. He looked at the ringleader and asked, Well, anyone else want to come up? The ringleader's face went pale. He panicked and shouted, Brothers! Retreat! Run! We'll come back for him later. In a moment, the Bloodslay Guild members had all fled. After they left, Zhang Lakdu and Tuyuan Lin stepped forward. Tuyuan Lin smiled and said, Master Lam, thank you so much this time. Lam Tran sheathed his sword and replied politely, No need to thank me. It's nothing. Not worth mentioning. Then he continued, Oh right. I've dealt with that Bone Hawk spirit herb. The dropped gear is all here. A series of items appeared on the ground. Spirit item. General Tram Thuong TUCAM. Herb times 1 martial spirit item. Cold Ice Spear skill spirit item. Rising Dragon Break spirit item. Windstorm Fist Flute another rare item. At that, Lam Tran reiterated the initial terms. As agreed. The TUCAM herb belongs to me. Also, I'll pick 1 piece of equipment. Is that all right? Seeing 6 items drop at once, Tuyuan Lin and Zhang Lakdu were both dumbfounded. This drop rate? Terrifying. Never seen so many items from one monster, but Zhang Lakdu shook her head. She said seriously, Mr. Lam, from the start, you were the one who killed the Bone Hawk. We have no right to take these items. They all should belong to you. Lam Tran immediately refused. Don't be like that. We discussed this earlier. You guys fought the Bone Hawk first. Me stealing the boss isn't exactly right. He smiled lightly. I'll just take one item as my reward. The two girls looked at each other, clearly surprised by his straightforwardness. At that moment, a system prompt appeared before Lam Tae-tran. Do you want to transfer funds? Yes/no. To Yuan Lin selected yes without hesitation. Immediately, a bank notification popped up. Your card ending in 7758 has received 5 million renminbi. Current balance, 5,207,820 renminbi. Lam Tae-tran was slightly stunned at the figure. Transferred 5 million? Just sent it to me. Without blinking? He thought to himself, this woman is really rich. Just as he was about to leave, Zhang Lakdu hurried over. Master, please wait. She smiled and introduced herself. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Zhang Lakdu, guild leader of the Moon Shadow Guild. Lam Tae-tran extended his hand. The two shook hands. He also said, Lam Tae-tran, pleased to meet you. But upon hearing the name Zhang Lakdu, a memory flashed through his mind.
Zhang Lakdu.
Why does that name sound familiar? He pondered for a moment, then suddenly remembered. That's right. In my previous life, I saw her on the expert rankings. She was the second-ranked great cultivator, only ranked below me. But what he remembered even more was, she is the daughter of the richest man in Shanghai City. Lam Tae-tran silently took a breath. All right, the glow of the wealthy. I should try to bask in it a little. He was still holding Zhang Lakdu's hand. The time felt a bit long. Yuan Lin stood beside them and cleared her throat. Ahem. Then she reminded him, Master Lam, are you done? Don't hog the courtesy.
Lam Tae-tran was startled.
He quickly released her hand, scratched his head and forced a smile. Ah, I was just thinking about something. Didn't mean to. Yuan Lin looked at him with suspicion. In her mind she thought, who would believe that? I used to think, he's focused on his career. That's why he ignored me. Unexpectedly, turns out he thinks I'm not pretty enough? Lam Tae-tran didn't know what she was thinking. He turned and left, waving as he said, if there's nothing else, I'll take my leave. Perhaps we'll meet again. Zhang Lakdu watched his retreating figure and softly said to Yuan Lin, this friend of yours is actually a good person. Yuan Lin immediately objected. Good? What's so good about him?
Lakdu.
He was clearly using you just now. You can tell he had ulterior motives. But as she said that, she suddenly noticed Zhang Lakdu's expression was a little odd. Her face looked slightly bashful. Yuan Lin, experienced and perceptive, immediately realized something. Not right. Could it be Lakdu is also interested in Master Lam? Zhang Lakdu quickly changed the subject. All right, enough talk. Let's go. Then she added, oh right. Reward every member who participated in this guild war. 50,000 RMB each. Consider it a celebration of the victory. Meanwhile, behind a nearby tree, someone had overheard the entire conversation. Once everyone left, the girl breathed a sigh of relief. Phew, she was Lu Ha-tu, a very famous female streamer. This was also her daily job. She started her live stream and smiled. Hello everyone. In today's live broadcast, Ha-tu will not only show you the guild war, but also witness a spectacular battle. Comments poured in on the live stream. Ha-tu is a goddess big sister. Moonlight shines in my heart. Only love Ha-ha. Ha-ha is the most beautiful. Thanks, Ha-ha, for showing us this world. One viewer even sent a big gift. Rocket Times 12 comments read, Ha-tu is my dream girl. No way. I must sign up for this game now. Maybe I can meet beauties in the game too. A player asked, does anyone recognize the expert just now? Could that have been an NPC? He doesn't look like a new player. Immediately someone replied, look at the announcement. That person's name is Lam Tae-tran. He's the one who first killed the boss in the starter village. He just showed everyone top-tier moves of a super expert. Comments kept flooding in. Gotta register for the game now. Let me into Bat Hong. Another viewer gifted. Rocket times 12. Perfect. Aki Guang. Someone exclaimed in surprise, "Oh my! He killed the boss in the starter village? 666. So epic. Single-handedly took down the late-stage refinement boss. Such strength is truly admirable." Another added, "Most importantly, he's also very handsome." Right. The most important thing is he's handsome. Standing in front of the livestream screen, Lu Ha-tu watched the replay. Her heart raced. She announced to all viewers, "I, Lu Ha-tu, declare, right now, Lam Tae-tran is the #1 master of Bat Hong." She smiled, eyes full of admiration. "I've decided, from today on, he will be my idol. Also the man of my dreams." The statement set the whole livestream room ablaze. Comments immediately erupted into chaos. "My beauty actually likes him? No way. Don't be fooled by him. Lam Tae-tran must be hiding something.
Sumeona Jialou Zuruta. Ah.
Don't be like that. I'm even more handsome than him." Another commenter said, "I also think something's off. This game must have hacks." Someone angrelis chautid. "Ah tu. Are you doing this to us again? Give back the donations." Meanwhile, elsewhere, the ringleader of the Bloodslay Guild was also watching the livestream. He gritted his teeth. Crack! He slammed his laptop onto the table. "Bastard! Damn it!" he roared. "Lam Tae-tran, you killed my guild members. Stole my guild's boss. Now you're trampling on my reputation too." He ground his teeth. "Just wait. If I meet you in the game, I'll definitely kill you." Meanwhile, Lam Tae-tran returned to the sword sect. He held the Tucam herb in his hand and bowed in salute. "Elder, disciple Lam Tae-tran has completed the task. Reporting for duty." Elder Tiantan was Liandan. Hearing the voice, he turned around. "Oh, you returned so quickly?" He hurriedly said, "Quick! Place the Tucam herb on the table for me to inspect."
Lam te tren complete.
The elder examined the herb and nodded with approval. Then he tossed a small wooden box to him. "You helped this old man find the Tucam herb. How could I let you go unrewarded? Consider it a reward." Lam Tae-tran hurriedly caught it. "Thank you, elder." Item information immediately appeared. Spirit item, attribute pill effect. After use, 1 combat attribute permanently increases by 15 points. Random attribute, quantity, 3 pills. Also, spirit item, He Feng track attributes. Speed +5 evasion +8% dodge skill cooldown for movement -10%. Lam Tae-tran looked at the rewards, quite pleased. Then he tried asking, "Elder, may I ask, have you researched the formula for the Chu-Nen pill yet?" Actually, this was a test. In memories from his previous life, he clearly recalled Elder Tiantan having tried 99 times, finally succeeding in refining the Chu-Nen pill. If he now spoke the exact recipe, it would surely greatly increase the elder's favor toward him. Hearing the question, Elder Tiantan sighed sadly. He sighed, "Yes, I've tried dozens of times, but each time I failed. Without the proper formula, it's just trial and error." He looked at Lam Tae-tran and suddenly asked, "Could it be, you also know the Chu-Nen pill?" Lam Tae-tran feigned thought. In truth, he knew all of this from his previous life. He pretended and said, It seems I once read it in an ancient book. It recorded, the rough recipe is," he slowly recited, 3 portions of stone chalk, 2 strands of wild phoenix feather, 6 stamens of the tuk duok flower, 3 Tucam herb plants." Upon hearing it, the elder's eyes widened. He excitedly fired off questions. "What? You truly encountered such a boon? Wait!" But at this moment, Lam Tae-tran was still acting the part, pretending to recall. Meanwhile, the elder could no longer contain himself. He immediately ran to the alchemy furnace and began testing the formula as he listened. His research enthusiasm flared up strongly. He turned back to Lam Tran and said, "Stand here and observe. If I do something wrong, remind me."
Lam Tran nodded.
"Yes, sir." Not long after, the alchemy furnace began to tremble. Boom! The lid automatically popped open. A stream of medicinal fragrance spread everywhere. The two were stunned for a moment. Shortly after, the elder burst into loud laughter. "Ah! It's successful. This old man has finally succeeded." He looked at Lam Tran with excited eyes. "You have helped this old man in a great matter." He produced a pill. The pill glowed bright red, suffused with spiritual qi. Then he handed it to Lam Tran. "Here, I give you one." Immediately, a system notification appeared. Elder Tien Tan's favorability plus 20 current level. 20 pleasant conversation item info. Earth grade Chu, Nan pill effect. Innate charm permanently plus 5 favorability from NPCs of the opposite gender plus 5% additionally. If gifted to an NPC of the opposite gender, chance to increase favorability by 5 to 10 points. Lam Tran held the pill, overjoyed. My luck? Truly excellent. Nearly every time he completed a task, he received an extremely rare spirit item. He thought inwardly, Elder Tintan is really generous. The Chunan pill is an exceedingly rare elixir. Even knowing the formula without a 9th-rank Grandmaster Alchemist like Tien Tan, it would be difficult to refine. This time he truly scored a big gain.
Lam Tran bowed in thanks.
"Many thanks, Elder. Your disciple requests permission to take his leave." He already had a plan in mind. The hardest favor to raise is that of my master, Lan Fai Yen. If he could increase favor with his sect, he would surely receive many benefits later. He thought, give this Chu Nan pill to my master. Her favor will surely rise sharply. Future benefits will also increase. Just as he was about to leave, the elder called him back. "Wait." Lam Tran turned. "Does the elder have further instructions?" The elder looked at him for a long moment, then asked, "Tell me, do you enjoy alchemy?" Lam Tran was slightly surprised. The elder continued, "I want to take you as a disciple, to teach you the art of alchemy. Will you accept?" Immediately, the system displayed a notification. Fate opportunity activated. Elder Tien Tan wishes to take you as a disciple. Accept/decline. Lam Tran hesitated. Elder Tien Tan wants to take me as a disciple? Clearly this is a good thing, but he still wanted to think it over. At that moment, a cold voice sounded from behind. "Tien Tan, you old peer. Do you mean to steal Fai Yen's disciple?" A figure entered, radiating like snow. Lam Tran was immediately astonished. "Master!" The person who had arrived was Lan Fai Yen. Lam Tran's heart instantly filled with anxiety. Oh no! How much did Master overhear? If she misunderstands, it would be bad. He hurriedly thought, I hope Master doesn't think I intend to take Elder Tien Tan as my teacher. The elder scratched his head and explained, Headmaster, you've misunderstood. I never intended to steal your disciple. It's just that your disciple has great talent for alchemy. I admire him and wanted to teach him the art of alchemy. Upon hearing this, Lan Fai Yen slightly nodded. So that's it.
Phi Yen misunderstood.
Lam Tran standing nearby breathed a sigh of relief. The weight in his chest finally dropped. Thank goodness. Master isn't angry. In his eyes, Lan Fai Yen resembled an icy celestial maiden. A single glance revealed her calm, steady temperament. Lan Fai Yen then said to the elder, But in my view, my disciple has greater aptitude for cultivation. What the sword sect lacks most is not an alchemist, but a powerful immortal path cultivator. Tien Tan, old peer, do you agree? She added, but you needn't worry. Once this disciple's realm advances a bit more, I will have him formally take you as master. She glanced at Lam Tran, using only half an eye. Lam Tran immediately thought to himself, this isn't good. Master is looking at me with that gaze? Could she be angry? If she truly is angry, how could she later allow me to apprentice under Elder Tiantan? But Elder Tiantan did not overthink it. He laughed cheerfully. Good. Very good. Then it's settled by a single word. He waved his hand. I will return to alchemy. You are free to do as you wish. With that he left. Lan Faiyan spoke in a low voice. Go. Return to the Sword Palace with me. The master has something to discuss with you. Lam Te Tran immediately bowed his head. Disciple obeys. Having followed his master for so long, he was used to her temperament. Just by hearing her voice he understood. Master seems displeased. Perhaps today she intends to settle the matter with me. Return to the Sword Palace. Lan Faiyan sat on the dais, her gaze icy as she looked at Lam Te Tran. It seems you are dissatisfied with your master. You even want to end our master-disciple relationship. Well then, let's sever the master-disciple bond. You go find another teacher. Hearing that, Lam Te Tran was immediately panicked. He hurriedly knelt. Master, you misunderstand. He clasped his hands in supplication. Master, please, 1,000 times, do not sever the master-disciple relationship with your disciple. If that really happened, how could I face anyone at the sword sect? I know my mistakes. Lan Faiyan was still not appeased. She asked coldly, where did you go wrong? Did your master say you were wrong? Lam Te Tran remained kneeling, sincerely repentant. I am at fault for not obeying my master, for not focusing on cultivation, for going to help Elder Tiantan with alchemy, wasting time. All of my master's expectations have been let down by me. Lan Faiyan fell silent. Lam Te Tran secretly raised his head. He noticed his master's expression had softened considerably, no longer as cold as before. Looks like half the anger is gone, he thought. If I try a bit more, I should get through this. Lam Te Tran clasped his hands again. This time he began to flatter his master, though his tone remained sincere and not over the top. Master, you are the best master in the world. Your cultivation reaches heaven and earth, unrivaled in the world. Your beauty shames flowers and shames the moon. Your presence is unparalleled. I, your disciple, have such a master. Why would I go seek another? You truly misunderstand me. Lan Faiyan remained silent, but the expression on her face was no longer cold. At that moment, the system displayed a notification. Lan Faiyan's favorability +5 current liking level. 15 status. Pleasant conversation. Seeing the notification, Lam Te Tran was overjoyed inside. Success. Favorability has increased. His master had indeed softened. It seemed there was no longer any worry about having the master-disciple bond severed. Lan Faiyan was satisfied with his explanation, but did not explicitly forgive him, only said, if you have realized your mistake, this time your master will not hold it against you. Lam Te Tran performed a bow. Thank you, master, for your magnanimous forgiveness. I promise I will never repeat a foolish mistake like today. All right. He opened the box of pills the elder had given him and took one out as a gift for Lan Faiyan. This is a small gift your disciple respectfully offers to you, master. Lan Faiyan was a little surprised. This is... Consider it your disciple's apology. She examined it closely.
Chu nhang phiếu.
This elixir is extremely rare. Where did you get it? Lam Te Tran did not hide it. I helped Elder Tiantan refine 2 Chunan pills, and then he gifted one to me. Lan Faiyan closed the box and handed it back to him. I see. This pill is very precious. You don't need to give it to your master. Keep it for yourself. Inside, Lam Te Tran wanted to curse. Such polite words still meant she didn't want to accept it. So proud. No, she must want this pill whether she admits it or not. He placed it into Lan Faiyan's hand, giving her no chance to refuse. Master, this Chunan pill was specially refined for you by Elder Tiantan at your disciple's request. My desire to learn alchemy from the elder is because I want to learn how to refine the Chunan pill. In the future, I can refine 1 pill for you every day. so you can have it in place of a meal. Hearing this, Lan Fai Yen covered her mouth and smiled softly. The rare smile bloomed like a spring peach blossom.
Lam te tren stared in adase.
Master smiles like that? Who could bear it? He scratched his head. I know the sect leader of a clan lacks nothing. But a gift that comes from the heart is different. Isn't there a saying that material valuables are easy to find, but true sincerity is hard to come by? He continued, Master, your beauty is already perfect and truly does not need a Chu-Nan pill. But this is my heart. I hope you accept it. Only then will I feel at ease. Lan Fai Yen looked at him for a long moment. Finally, she no longer refused. Fine. I will accept this pill. The system immediately displayed a notification. Lan Fai Yen's favorability toward you plus 20 current favorability. 35 status. Together day and night she stepped down from the dais. If that's the case, your master cannot refuse a gift from you. I recall a secret martial technique in the Qi refining realm that's very suitable for you. I will obtain it for you.
Lam te tren was secretly delighted.
Indeed, the higher the favorability, the greater the benefits. This Chu-Nan pill is truly an appropriate gift. Lan Fai Yen went ahead and said, Follow me. She turned her back and left. Lam Te Tran followed, habitually clasping his hands. Yes, master. He looked up at her hair bun and suddenly recognized the familiar hairpin. Oh, isn't that the hairpin I gave master? Seeing the item he gifted so cherished made him very happy inside. The two entered the training chamber. Lam Te Tran sat on the dais, a sword beside him. The 8 Wasteland system displayed the info panel. Cultivation techniques. Heavenly Performance Heart Sutra. Elementary 22% Illusory Step. Elementary 22% Piercing Charge. Elementary 11% Bone Moon Slash. Elementary 11% Phoenix Feather Strike. Elementary 0% Notification. You have learned the mysterious grade martial skill Phoenix Feather Strike. Attributes. Sword Aptitude. 10% Alchemy Aptitude. 50% Equipment. Spirit Sword Sect Robe Red Cloud Sword Spirit Jade. Pendant Aromatic Realm Spirit Stone. Stillflower Spirit Boots. Tinge Scent Belt Tempering Boundary Harmony Wind Basin. Character Attribute Panel. Name. Lam Te Tran Path. Sword Cultivation Innate Talent. Defying Heaven to Change Fate Manifestation Power. 3100/3100 Willpower. 4080/4080 Full Attributes displayed. Lam Te Tran raised his sword and tested a few moves. He immediately realized the mysterious grade Phoenix Feather Strike was truly overpowering. Not only did its area damage double that of Bone Moon Slash, it could interrupt an opponent's technique and even apply a disabling effect. He couldn't help thinking, if this skill were auctioned, it might be worth a second-tier city apartment. Just then, a familiar voice sounded outside. Little junior brother, where are you? It was Nam Kung Noyet. Lam Te Tran opened the door. Senior sister, it's so late. Do you need me for something? Nam Kung Noyet seemed a bit embarrassed. Actually, I have something I want to ask you to help with. She lowered her head, touching her index fingers together, looking extremely bashful. Since condensing core, I haven't completed any missions. Now I feel I'm about to break through. But if I don't finish a mission, the sect will punish me. Lam Te Tran asked instinctively, then why haven't you done any missions, senior sister? Hearing that, Nam Kung Noyet grew even more embarrassed. She spoke in a low voice, because the romance novel was too good. I read until I forgot everything. Lam Te Tran. He really had no words. Nam Kung Noyet hurriedly added, so I forgot to do my missions. Right now I have a demon-slaying mission. But this mission requires 2 people. I need to find someone to assist me. She looked at him with hopeful eyes. I wonder, would you be willing to help me, junior brother? Nam Kung Noyet took his hand. From their first meeting, Lam Te Tran had a good impression of this senior sister. Moreover, she always treated him very kindly. She had given him a spirit jade pendant at their first meeting. So he did not hesitate. All right, I'll help senior sister.
Nam Cung Ngoại Imeditan Brighten.
Her eyes lit up. Little junior brother, you really are a good person. Rest assured. While doing the mission, I will definitely protect you. I absolutely won't let you get hurt at all. The system immediately displayed a notification. Nam Kung Noyet's favorability plus 5 current favorability. 25 mission activated. Help Nam Kung Noyet complete the demon slaying mission. Location, Vongyu Village. Vongyu Village. This is where the two must carry out the mission. As soon as they stepped into the village, the atmosphere instantly turned gloomy. An aura of evil permeated everywhere. Nam Kung Noyet walked and said, "This village has been overrun by demons. All the villagers have become their food." She slightly frowned. It's very possible. This was caused by an evil cult cultivator. Then she looked over at Lam Tran. The sect requires us not only to exterminate demons, but also to uncover the truth. Then report back to the elders.
Lam Tren nodded.
Understood. He looked around the village, thinking to himself, so this is the place. In memories of his previous life, an entrance to a dungeon would later appear here. Its name, Blood Hero Secret Realm, a dungeon for refining core cultivators. In his past life, he had visited this place many times. The two continued deeper into the village. When they neared the ancient well, suddenly, a monster crawled up from the mouth of the well. Nam Kung Noyet immediately stepped forward, raising her sword to shield Lam Tran. Be careful. She used lightness skill to spring up and, in an instant, rushed in front of the monster. She turned and said, "Little junior brother, don't be afraid. Senior sister will protect you." With only a few sword moves, the monster was slain. But the danger was not over. There has long been a rumor that ancient wells often harbor corrupt energies. Because vengeful spirits gather there, souls filled with hatred from life that cannot be reborn, so they often trouble the living. But what was in this well were not invisible ghostly souls. They took monstrous forms, though their evil nature was the same. Moreover, there were not one or two but countless. Lam Tran looked down into the well and was slightly startled. I didn't expect this well to hide so many restless spirits. A single restless spirit at the chi refining level is manageable, but if their numbers reach into the hundreds, the difficulty of the battle becomes entirely different. Nam Kung Noyet scanned the village with a worried look. Judging by the situation, it was likely that all the villagers had been turned into restless spirits by demon cultivators. Such a tragic event could happen right before their eyes.
Nam Cung Ngoet grip her sword hill.
Today I, Nam Kung Noyet, will definitely purge these demons and protect the way. Having said that, she soared up. The sword in her hand flashed as she engaged the monsters pouring from the well. Lam Tran could not stand idle either. Senior sister, let me help you. Nam Kung Noyet unleashed her move, Moonblossom Heavenly Light Slash. Nam Kung Noyet used Moonblossom Heavenly Light Slash. At the same time, Lam Tran also executed his sword technique, Bone Moon Slash. Nam Kung Noyet, bearing the villagers' anger, shouted loudly, "You heretical demons! You have slaughtered countless lives. Today I will take your lives. Kneel and beg forgiveness to the villagers who died so tragically here. Disperse. All of you, disperse." At this moment Nam Kung Noyet was completely different from her usual demeanor. Not the gentle senior sister who loved novels, but a true sword cultivator on the battlefield. Lam Tran watched with some amazement. Unexpected. This senior sister looks so petite, yet her combat power is so strong. Just then, a giant hand suddenly reached out from the doorway of a nearby house. It quietly stretched toward the back of Nam Kung Noyet, intending to seize her, but she did not notice at all. Lam Tran immediately shouted, "Senior sister, be careful." Fortunately, Nam Kung Noyet's reflexes were very fast. She spun around instantly and with one slash cut down the one hiding in the darkness.
Lam Tren hurried over.
"Senior sister, are you all right?" Nam Kung Noyet looked at the sword stained with black blood. "I'm fine." A chilling laugh echoed from the darkness. "Hehehe, I was peacefully cultivating here. Unexpectedly, disciples of the Heavenly Performance Sword sect come knocking. Paths to heaven you did not take. Into hell you rush without doors. Then don't blame me. I'll send you all to hell. A figure stepped out of the darkness, battle dust and smoke swirling thickly. Lam Te Tran saw him and was instantly shaken. Impossible? This person is an early core refinement cultivator?
Nam Cung Ngoaek was equally astonished.
The sect's mission information clearly stated only a Foundation establishment heretic. How could this be? Could the sect's intelligence be wrong? Lam Te Tran observed the opponent's aura and then whispered, "No, his aura might have just broken through to core refinement." Hearing that, the demon cultivator burst into loud laughter. "Ah, although your cultivation isn't high, your eyesight isn't bad. That's right. I just broke through to core refinement. If I can extract 2 portions of your Een souls, my power will increase even further." He waved his hand. A demonic banner appeared, with several skulls dangling from it. He spread his legs, preparing to strike again. Nam Kung Noyet immediately drew her sword. She pushed Lam Te Tran back. "Little junior brother, fall back quickly. Don't get hurt." The demon cultivator's eyes glowed red like lava, his gaze extremely sinister. He roared, "You dare destroy my puppets? Then you will replace them. I will turn you into my puppet. Take this." Nam Kung Noyet immediately pointed her sword skyward. A colossal beam of light descended from above, like a fortress wall of radiance. Concentric formation circles appeared in the overcast sky. Thunder and lightning struck down continuously. Lam Te Tran stood behind. Rarely had he witnessed such a scene. Truly, a battle between core refinement masters. For a mid-stage Qi refining disciple like him, it was best to observe from a distance. If he were swept in, he might have to resurrect back in Newbie Village. The core cultivator fought Nam Kung Noyet for a while and gradually realized the girl before him, though petite and seeming fragile, was not easy to deal with. "This little maid is really troublesome. Looks like I have to summon a demon servant to help." The demon cultivator took a gourd bottle hanging at his side and hurled it to the ground. In an instant, the gourd bulged. Nam Kung Noyet immediately realized, he wants to summon a demon servant. The gourd's lid opened. A creature crawled out from within. It resembled a toddler who couldn't yet walk, but was grotesque. Its eyes were pitch black with no whites. Blood continuously flowed from it. Its teeth were sharp like a shark's, its tongue long like a lizard's. It emitted a strange crying sound, like a broken doll. The 8 Wastelands system immediately displayed an info panel. Demonic pet, blood servant rank, elite realm, mid-foundation establishment health, 7,000/7,000 attack, 88 defense, 60 speed, 70 skills. Night arrogance long maw abnormal deformity blood maw sky soaring blood burst. Seeing that horrifying form, Lam Te Tran was also startled and stepped back. Ugh! The demon servant stuck out its greatly elongated tongue, thrusting it straight up toward where Nam Kung Noyet and the demon cultivator were fighting. Lam Te Tran couldn't just stand by. He immediately leapt up and swung his sword hard. One strike severed its long tongue. The system displayed critical, -1,610 damage. Lam Te Tran shouted loudly, "Senior sister, focus on dealing with that demonic cultivator. Leave this demon servant to me." The demon servant instantly grew furious, resenting its tongue being cut. The monster opened its mouth, razor-sharp teeth like knives. It screamed, "I'll eat your heart. I'll eat your entrails. I'll devour all your flesh and blood." Lam Te Tran flew circles around its body, executing bone moon slash. The demon servant's body was hacked to pieces, but immediately after, it changed form. In other words, that was only its first form, the toddling child. In an instant, it transformed into countless bloodbaths. This was its second form. Stage 2. Sky-soaring blood burst. The 8 Wastelands displayed the skill. In this form, the blood burst sound will perturb the mind, reducing the target's movement effectiveness by 30%. The swarm of bloodbats flew around Lam Te Tran, emitting ear-piercing sounds that made him unsteady and even affected his vision. Lam Te Tran immediately steadied his mind and gripped his sword hilt. No, I can't let them distract me. After a moment, he suddenly swung his sword. The blade struck the ground forcefully. He unleashed his ultimate skill, Phoenix Feather Strike. A vast torrent of sword chi erupted. The blood bats, which had been flying chaotically, immediately panicked. Even the distant core refinement cultivator was shaken. The 8 wastelands displayed a notification. Nullify effect activated. Ignores defense for 15 seconds. This was the first time Lam Tran used this move. His force was even stronger than imagined. This is the power of an arcane-grade martial skill? Compared to Bone Moonslash, it was several times more powerful. The core cultivator suffered damage from both sources at once and ultimately couldn't withstand it. He collapsed amid the rubble. He still screamed, "Damn it! I won't accept this."
Lam Tran gelang sect at nam cùng ngoài S. Invali Astonits.
This senior sister looks gentle and lovely on the outside. Who would have thought her strength was this great? I truly underestimated her before. The demon cultivator used the last of his strength and yelled, "Even if I die, I won't let you live." A faint red aura drifted from his body. Nam Kung Noyet was standing very close. She intended to finish him off completely. From a distance, Lam Tran immediately shouted, "Senior sister, quickly cover your mouth and nose. That's the enchantment worm." Nam Kung Noyet was hit. Her mind instantly became chaotic. Her body flushed hot. She unconsciously began to open her robe. Nam Kung Noyet staggered and fell. Lam Tran rushed over and caught her. Senior sister, are you all right?" Nam Kung Noyet now lay in his arms, her clothing disheveled, her skin flushed like fire. Lam Tran hastily turned his face away. Nam Kung Noyet weakly said, "Little junior brother, don't look at me." Worried for her, he immediately shut his eyes. "All right, I won't look." The poisonous gas just now was actually an aphrodisiac. Lam Tran had faced many dangers before and understood this trick well. The enchantment worm is a demonic parasite that can stimulate human lust. Nam Kung Noyet had likely encountered such a vicious method for the first time and hadn't had time to guard against it. Her gaze had already grown dreamy. Nam Kung Noyet looked at Lam Tran with a bewitching stare and softly called, "Junior brother." The 8 wastelands immediately displayed notifications. Nam Kung Noyet's favorability plus 20 current favorability. 52 relationship. First love match soon after. Another notification appeared. Nam Kung Noyet's favorability plus 20 current favorability. 72 relationship. Harmonious couple. The notifications didn't stop. Nam Kung Noyet's favorability plus 20 current favorability. 92 relationship. Life and death bond. In this situation, such a spike in favorability wasn't actually hard to understand, but Lam Tran still swallowed. Unfortunately, these favorability points were not genuine. All were effects of the enchantment worm. Nam Kung Noyet breathed heavily, her voice seductive. "Junior brother, I feel so uncomfortable. Help me quickly." She inched closer, even trying to touch his lips. "Little junior brother, I want to." A vision briefly flashed through Lam Tran's mind. The two embracing in the dead of night, sharing a long, passionate night. If now, he actually spent a night like that with Nam Kung Noyet, it might not be so bad. But Lam Tran immediately froze. No. This moment could be the turning point of his entire life. If, for a reckless thought, all his past efforts could be ruined. One night of passion, either achievement and fame or everything vanishing. A seasoned man like Lam Tran naturally knew which choice benefited him. Just before things went too far, he instantly sobered up.
No.
Lam Tran pusek nam cùng ngoài S away.
Senior sister. Her soft body fell to the ground. Her flesh like petals contacted the hard earth. She let out a small cry of pain. Lam Tran felt uneasy as well, but he understood very clearly. If he really did that today, when Nam Kung Noyet woke up, the best result would be a sharp drop in favorability. Worse, a friend could turn into an enemy, even kill him. It had taken great effort for him to open the grand scheme of Tion Hu and secure a solid backing. He could not destroy his future for a brief night of passion. That's right. In this ancient well, There is a special pill, but below there's a formation that restricts access. A Foundation establishment cultivator wouldn't find it hard to bypass, but he is only a chi refinement disciple. Obtaining the antidote won't be easy. Even so, he no longer hesitated. Stop overthinking. Lam Te Tran gritted his teeth and then leaped straight down into the ancient well. Senior sister, hold on a bit. I'll go find the antidote for you. Falling to the bottom of the well, he discovered there was no water. Black-blue currents of air hovered around. This was the resentful chi of countless souls.
Lam Te Tran lit à torche.
The flickering flame illuminated a dark corner. There was a piled heap of skulls, covered in dust that made him cough. Cough, cough. These skeletons were the remains of the villagers. The Yin energy here was extremely heavy. Suddenly, a white bony arm shot out to attack him. The 8 wastelands displayed a notification. Minus 100 HP, minus 100 HP. Lam Te Tran gritted his teeth. No. If this corrosion continues, I won't hold out much longer. He had to find the pill as soon as possible. After searching for a while, he finally saw something. Amid the bone field a beam of light shone, lighting up a corner of the well. Lam Te Tran immediately ran toward it. There! A blood-red bottle lay among the bones. The pill was certainly inside, but just as he was about to step forward, sudden purple beams shot out. They encircled and blocked his path. Lam Te Tran immediately formed hand seals and chanted incantations. But the spell he cast not only failed to break the formation, it triggered a prohibition. The purple beams condensed. They condensed into shadow lightning, multiple bolts, not just one. On the well wall, the purple light gradually formed 2 characters. Lam Te Tran had no time to think. He gritted his teeth. Take the risk. He dashed forward, snatched up the pill bottle, then immediately flew up out of the well. He had to get back to the surface. But just as Lam Te Tran neared the well mouth, the purple lightning bolts suddenly yanked him back. Damn it! I can't escape. Boom! Lightning struck his body. The 8 wastelands displayed a notification. Hit by shadow lightning, minus 4000 HP. Lam Te Tran's body trembled violently after suffering the severe lightning strike. The force of the formation finally flung him up and out of the well. The 8 wastelands immediately displayed Nam Kung Noyet status. Status: Enchantment Worm Possession Vitality. Critical trigger: Coma. Senior sister. Lam Te Tran hurried over on his hands and knees. He opened the bottle and poured the antidote into her mouth. Senior sister, this is the antidote. After giving Nam Kung Noyet the medicine, Lam Te Tran's body finally gave out. He coughed up a mouthful of black blood, then fainted. The 8 wastelands displayed his status. Status: critical. A while later, Nam Kung Noyet gradually regained consciousness. What happened? Why does my body feel so heavy? She sat up and suddenly realized Lam Te Tran had collapsed on top of her. A vague memory of earlier immediately surfaced in her mind. Junior brother, hurry and help me. All right, senior sister. Nam Kung Noyet suddenly pushed him away with force. Slap. She struck him. The 8 wastelands displayed a notification. Minus 75 HP.
Nam Cung ngoài X Chamber with Anger.
You bastard. Lam Te Tran, you deserve to die. I hate you. I hate you. She shouted insults while sobbing. 8 wastelands update.
Nam Cung ngoài X Favorably không.
Lam Te Tran remained motionless on the ground. After a moment, Nam Kung Noyet noticed the medicine bottle rolling beside them. She picked it up. This is a recovery pill? Her earlier memories gradually returned. Lam Te Tran had pushed her away and gone to find the medicine for himself. Senior sister, hold on a bit. I'll go find the antidote for you.
Nam Cung ngoài X Froger.
Could it be? I misunderstood junior brother. She looked toward the mouth of the ancient well. Inside, the purple lightning still flashed, like embers not yet fully extinguished. Killing formation. Nam Kung Noyet immediately understood. Lam Te Tran had jumped into the well to get the antidote and was heavily injured by the formation. She hurried over and gently shook him. Little junior brother. She turned him over and finally saw clearly. His robe was torn, his flesh covered with burn wounds. Junior brother? Wounded by the formation? Tears streamed down Nam Kung Noyet's face. Little junior brother, senior sister wrongly blamed you. She could not stop crying, then gritted her teeth. She helped Lam Tay Tran to his feet. We must return to the sect quickly. Rely on Grandpa to save you. She carried him on her back. Little junior brother, you must hang on. The two finally returned to the sect, to the cultivation hall of sect leader Lan Fai Yen. The disciples inside immediately buzzed with gossip. Isn't that the Sword Hall's NPC fairy? She actually carried a player back. Who is that person? Oh my god, I want to be treated like that too. Fairy sister, look at me, the sect disciples whispered among themselves. Why is Nam Kung Jr. sister carrying a man? Who is he? Isn't he the sect leader's new disciple? I think his name is Lam Tay Tran. In another corner, So Tian Han saw the scene and clenched his hands behind his back, his gaze full of jealousy. Nam Kung Jr. sister. Why so intimate with this guy? Where's the propriety? Lam Tay Tran was taken into a rest room. After a while, an old voice sounded outside the door. Awake already? Lam Tay Tran opened his eyes. This is... Where am I? He felt aching all over and didn't know how long he had slept. An old man entered, his aura extremely powerful. Lam Tay Tran immediately recognized him. Isn't this...
Elder Thang Thanh?
He was slightly surprised. The killing formation on me, yet no lasting damage? Could it be thanks to this elder's rescue? Lam Tay Tran tried to sit up. He clasped his hands in salute. Thank you for saving me. I am Lam Tay Tran, a disciple of the Heavenly Performance Sword sect. This was his first time meeting the elder. Calling him by name immediately might make the elder wary. He quickly added, May I ask your name? I will not forget this life-saving grace. The old man waved his hand. No need. The old man raised his head and glanced at Lam Tay Tran with one eye. I am called Tien Nguyen. Family name Nam Kung. Given name Nguyen, one character.
I am Nam Cung ngoài G răng phát.
Lam Tay Tran was a little startled.
Nam Cung ngoài G răng phát.
This family background was not small. In this game, those with the character Tien in their title were figures of great pedigree. This big thigh must hold on tight. Thinking that, he immediately knelt beside the bed and bowed. Greetings, elder. This life-saving grace I will never forget. Elder Tien Nguyen turned and snorted coldly. I do not need your gratitude. Just remember one thing. Lam Tay Tran looked up and asked, Please instruct me, elder. Elder Tien Nguyen stared at him, then said coldly, Keep a distance from my granddaughter. If you dare have designs on Noyet, I won't spare you. Even if you are the sect leader's disciple. A familiar voice sounded at the door. Grandpa, why didn't you keep your promise? Nam Kung Noyet stood outside, her voice full of reproach. You promised Noyet you wouldn't say such things. Elder Tien Nguyen immediately changed his expression and burst into laughter. Ah, I was only teasing this young man. This youngster is not bad, and he risked his life to save my granddaughter. How could I be rude to him?
Nam Cung ngoài enter.
She looked at Lam Tay Tran with concern. Little junior brother, how are your wounds? Elder Tien Nguyen stood beside them, his gaze on Lam Tay Tran like he wanted to devour him. Lam Tay Tran felt it clearly, best to be honest. He clasped his hands and said, Thank you for your concern. Nam Kung senior sister. Thanks to you, I'm fine.
Nam Cung ngoài select in relief.
That's good. She continued, You were possessed by the killing formation, unconscious. I carried you back to the sect and asked Grandpa to treat you. If we'd waited any longer, the killing chi would have entered your organs and it would have been very dangerous. Lam Tay Tran blushed slightly. Luckily, I had senior sister. I'm deeply grateful for this life-saving favor.
Nam Cung ngoài my softy.
What are you saying? You and I are not strangers. Lam Tay Tran glanced at her furtively. Heh, is that so?
Elder Thang Nguyen cao ghét lao ly.
Ahem. Lam Tay Tran immediately got the hint and stepped a little away from Nam Kung Noyet. You're too polite. It's fine. It's fine. Nam Kung Noyet blushed slightly, then said to him, Actually, you should be thanking me. If you hadn't risked your life jumping into the well for the antidote, I might have been in danger. She sat down beside the bed, voice carrying some embarrassment. Besides, I misunderstood you before. Little junior brother, I'm sorry. You truly are a gentleman.
Lam Tae-tran inwardly groaned.
Senior sister, could you please be a little quieter? If you say any more, Elder Tien Nguyen might strike me dead with a single palm. He turned away, but when he looked back he found Nam Kung Noyet gazing at him gently. Strange, her favorability was only around 32. It shouldn't be that high, should it? The 8 wastelands displayed a notification. Nam Kung Noyet's favorability plus 30 current favorability. 62 relationship. First love, mutual affection. Lam Tae-tran was stunned. What? It increased by 30 points. In his head he couldn't help imagining, if this keeps progressing, the relationship between me and senior sister, won't it be about to change? Elder Tien Nguyen coughed loudly again. Ahem. Ahem. Lam Tae-tran pretended not to notice Elder Tien Nguyen and turned to smile at Nam Kung Noyet. Grandpa's cough is really serious. Shall I go find some herbal medicines? Elder Tien Nguyen nearly fumed with anger at that. Nam Kung Noyet quickly waved her hand. Little junior brother means well, but Grandpa is only a bit frail. No need to worry too much. Just rest for a few days. Elder Tien Nguyen snorted coldly and turned to walk out, clearly intending to separate the two. If you're awake, come with me. I will reward you with a spirit beast. After receiving it, take the beast and leave. Outside the sect, the mountain scenery stretched in layers. Green peaks connected in succession beneath dense forest canopies. Lam Tae-tran, Elder Tien Nguyen, and Ko Thursday Tuet walked together through the woods. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, speckling the ground and the trees. A few small monkeys watched them curiously. Lam Tae-tran looked up in amazement. I didn't expect Elder Tien Nguyen to have such a large spirit beast. His eyes lit up. Later, I must pick a really good one. Elder Tien Nguyen turned to look at him, his gaze stern, making Lam Tae-tran break out in a cold sweat. Kid, how is my spirit beast enclosure? Not inferior to the Imperial Beast sect, right?
Lam Tae-tran nodded.
Indeed, it's not bad. Elder Tien Nguyen immediately flew into a rage, spitting as he shouted, just not bad? Have you ever seen a better enclosure? Lam Tae-tran pretended to ponder, inwardly whispering, why is this old man so easily provoked? He propped his hand on his chin with a sly look. Or maybe, provoke him a bit. Maybe I'll get to see more treasures. In the forest, a small fox slipped through the underbrush. Elder Tien Nguyen led the way, talking nonstop. Behind him, Ko Thursday Tuet and Lam Tae-tran trailed. Lam Tae-tran feigned comment. I've heard the Imperial Beast sect's enclosures are extremely rich. Other enclosures can't compare. Elder Tien Nguyen scoffed coldly. The Imperial Beast sect? They rely on quantity. My beasts are famous for quality. What can the Imperial Beast sect compare to me? Lam Tae-tran rested his chin, pretending to think. Forgive me for speaking plainly, but in the Elder's enclosure, it seems there isn't even a single bamboo foundation stage beast. At that, Elder Tien Nguyen erupted in anger, his face darkening. He grabbed Lam Tae-tran by the collar and bellowed in his face. You rotten brat! You dare belittle me? Out here it's only chi refining realm. Deeper in, the spirit beasts grow stronger. Understand. Having said that, he dragged Lam Tae-tran along clumsily. Go! Today I'll broaden your knowledge. Lam Tae-tran was hauled off, shouting in alarm. Elder! Wait! He inwardly chuckled. Ha! It worked. First see all his demonstrations, then find a way to tame the strongest spirit beast. Not long after, the three reached the deep area of the spirit beast enclosure, which held countless spirit beasts, from terrestrial wild beasts to birds in the sky, of all cultivation tiers. Chi refining, bamboo foundation, core formation, golden core, even ancient spirit. Elder Tien Nguyen tilted his chin with pride. I have even stronger beasts, but I won't show them to you. Leaves rustled and fell. Elder Tien Nguyen looked at Lam Tae-tran with pride. Just one beast here displaying its might could crush a brat like you. Speak. Are you convinced now?
Lam Tae-tran was startled inwardly.
Could it be There's a transformed spirit beast deeper in? At that moment, Ko Thursday Tuet tugged his sleeve, leaned close, and whispered with a flushed face, "Brother Lamb, that beast. The strongest in my grandfather's garden is only ancient spirit realm. He doesn't dare take you deeper because he's afraid you'll ridicule him." Lam Te Tran immediately understood. So that's it. Up ahead, Elder Tien Wen's cheeks were slightly flushed. He cleared his throat. Then he spoke loudly, his voice echoing through the woods. "All right, I have other matters to attend to and won't waste words on you. Choose a Chi refining stage spirit beast, then get out of here." Ko Thursday Tuet immediately put her hands on her hips. "Grandpa, you're so stingy. After all, Lam Te Tran personally killed the Blood Mother demon at Midstage Bamboo Foundation. He should at least get a Bamboo Foundation beast."
Elder Tien Nguyen Glad.
"You brat. Why defend outsiders? Asking for a Bamboo Foundation beast? Do you think those are easy to find?" Ko Thursday Tuet smiled brightly and looped her arm through Lam Te Tran's. "Little junior brother isn't an outsider." Lam Te Tran immediately blushed. He thought to himself, "In my previous life I really lacked affection. I didn't expect this game to have such good benefits." On a nearby rock, a black wolf lifted its head and howled.
Co thu toai poi ten.
"Little junior brother, that's the Iron Breach War Wolf. Cultivation. Early Bamboo Foundation. It can be a pet or a mount." Lam Te Tran watched, his eyes brightening a little. Ko Thursday Tuet continued pointing. "And that one is the precious moon spirit monkey. Cultivation. Mid-Bamboo Foundation. Its attack and speed are both very strong." On the ground, a round tuft of fur rolled over from nowhere. Thud. Tumbled onto the earth. Both of them were stunned, but Lam Te Tran's gaze fixed on that round tuft. He reached out to lift it up. "Wait! This is a sure teat beast?" The little creature looked at them with wide round eyes and a bewildered face. Incredibly cute. Ko Thursday Tuet was astonished. Is it really a sure teat beast? In ancient legend, the sure teat beast was Shiyu's spirit beast. In the Eight Wastelands world, this species is extremely rare. If raised well, it can mature to the origin spirit tier. By then, its combat power would be terrifying. The two of them rejoiced at once. Lam Te Tran bent down and picked up the little beast. "I choose this one." A hand snatched like lightning. Whoosh! Elder Tien Nguyen yanked the sure teat beast back. "This one is not allowed. The sure teat beast, I only have one. When mature, it will reach at least the origin spirit tier." As he spoke, he stroked the little beast's head. "This one isn't mature yet. It needs space to develop. How could I possibly hand it over to you?" Ko Thursday Tuet stepped forward. "Come on." She snatched the sure teat beast from the elder's hand.
Elder Tien Nguyen Froye.
Ko Thursday Tuet hugged the creature and said with a smile, "A spirit beast with such potential should, of course, go to someone with potential." She turned and placed the sure teat beast into Lam Te Tran's hands. "Little junior brother, take it. It's yours now. Just offer a drop of blood to claim it. It will follow you." Elder Tien Nguyen glared, eyes wide and enraged. He lunged straight at Lam Te Tran.
Brat.
"Give that sure teat beast back to me." Lam Te Tran, holding the little beast, flinched in alarm. Ko Thursday Tuet immediately stepped up, spreading her arms to shield him. "Grandpa, since childhood you've taught me to keep my word. I've given the sure teat beast to little junior brother. You can't go back on your word." She turned to urge Lam Te Tran. "Little junior brother, quickly offer a drop of blood to claim it. Go on." Lam Te Tran did not hesitate. He bit down hard on his finger and a drop of blood appeared. Ko Thursday Tuet quickly continued. "After pricking your finger, place it on its forehead."
Lam Te Tran complete.
He pressed his blood onto the sure teat beast's forehead. The little creature immediately trembled, clinging to his hand in pain. A stream of purple light flared around its body. Ko Thursday Tuet said excitedly, "Then, you will sense its spirit and commune mentally with it." She lifted her chin, pleased. Elder Tien Nguyen stood behind, holding his forehead in helplessness. "Grandpa, little junior brother has already bled. Regretting it now is useless.
Elder Ten ngoãn sai.
You really are my good granddaughter. Lam Te Tran closed his eyes tightly, his hand on the sure-teat beast's head. Purple light surrounded them both as his consciousness was gradually pulled into another space. When he opened his eyes, he stood amid a jade-blue lake. The water was clear and still like a mirror. A voice rang down from above. You? Just a fledgling in chi refining? And you want to be my master? Lam Te Tran looked up. On a high rock, the sure-teat beast sat imposingly, pointing down and shouting, "Get lost!" Lam Te Tran was not afraid. He folded his arms and calmly said, "If you accept me as your master, I'll take you to feast on delicacies. Spirit fruits, medicinal herbs. We'll eat until we're full." He thought to himself, "In my past life I studied spirit beasts. The sure-teat beast is famous for its appetite. Just mention tasty food. It surely won't be able to resist." Sure enough, the sure-teat beast, angered, bit off a nearby branch. "What? Have I never eaten before?" Lam Te Tran remained calm. He stood in the middle of the lake and smiled, saying, "In the Ket Tin Emotin Chao secret realm, there is a grove of purple arrow bamboo. This bamboo is incredibly sweet and fragrant. Have you eaten it?" The sure-teat beast blinked in surprise. "No." Lam Te Tran continued, "On the Tianbong Lai Island east of Hoa Fong Chao, there is a spirit fruit called the mystic pine fruit. Eating one can extend life by 100 years. Have you eaten it?" The sure-teat beast was even more stunned. "Also no." It instantly transformed into a streak of purple light and shot down in front of Lam Te Tran, its face full of irritation. "Enough! Stop talking. You're making me starve to death." Lam Te Tran smiled and extended his fist. "From now on, follow me. I will feed you all those things." The sure-teat beast hesitated and looked at him. "Really? If I follow you, can I eat all those things?"
Lam Te Tran nodded.
"A gentleman keeps his word. For horses are hard to chase." The sure-teat beast thought for a moment, then reached out its small paw to touch his fist. "All right, it's decided." Outside of that reality, Lam Te Tran opened his eyes. The sure-teat beast was sleeping soundly in his lap, and he gently stroked its head. The 8 Wastelands system notification appeared. Taming successful. Spirit beast. Sure-teat beast. Juvenile. Owner, Lam Te Tran. Tier, Early Bamboo Foundation. HP, 8000/8000. Attack, 90. Defense, 85. Speed, 65. Skills, Fury, Numbing Claw, Berserk Thunder, Thunder Hand Strike. Lam Te Tran smiled, gently rubbing the sure-teat beast's head. Taming successful. Don't worry. If you follow me, you'll definitely get to eat delicious food. He was so happy he couldn't stop grinning. He clenched his fist, quietly celebrating the victory. Not bad at all. Thick hide, fast attack. This time I got a great deal. The surrounding space suddenly shifted and Lam Te Tran was returned to the original world. A huge notification board appeared before him. He looked up in surprise. System announcement. In 10 minutes, 8 Wastelands will begin its first major update. At that time, all players will be forced offline. Update duration, 24 hours. Please stay tuned.
Lam Te Tran frowned.
Strange. In my previous life, there was also a major update, but it appeared more than a month after open beta. Why is it so early this time? A frightening thought arose. Could it be the integration speed between the game and reality is faster than before? While he pondered, Ko Thursday Tuet stood beside him with her hands on her hips, cheerfully talking to him. Elder Tien Nguyen turned his back, hands clasped behind him. Lam Te Tran clasped his hands and said, "Senior sister, thank you so much for your help today. I'm very grateful, but I must return to cultivation now. In a few days I'll come to visit you." Inwardly he thought differently. I can't delay. I need to hurry back to the rear yard of the Sword Palace and grind experience before going offline. Ko Thursday Tuet blushed slightly at his words and took his hand, voice reluctant. "Little junior brother, you have to go?" After a moment she sighed softly. "All right, you go rest first. In a few days, I'll come find you. Okay. Okay. Suddenly his phone rang. Lam Tae Tran opened his eyes. He had returned to the real world. He picked up the phone. It was a message from Ko Thursday Tuet. Little Tran, in a few days it's my sister's birthday. My colleagues at the hospital want me to host a small party. Lam Tae Tran murmured. It's Sister Thursday Tuet. Outside, the rain fell heavily, droplets hitting the ground with a steady plop. Ko Thursday Tuet is 3 years older than him. By relation she is his cousin. But in truth the families have been estranged for over 5 generations. It's only nominal kinship now. Lam Tae Tran watched the rain fall and childhood memories surfaced. When Ko Thursday Tuet was little, she wore braces and was often teased and bullied by other children. Once, some kids threw stones at her. She fell to the ground, clutching her face and sobbing. You ugly! Get out! Go di! Just then, a figure ran up quickly. You again! Bullying Sister Thursday Tuet again? It was Lam Tae Tran as a child. He charged forward. Smack! A hard slap, and knocked one down. Spit flew everywhere. The other two froze in panic. But Lam Tae Tran didn't stop. His eyes were full of killing intent, ready to strike again. Just then, someone grabbed his hand from behind. Lam Tae Tran growled, as long as I'm here, no one will bully Sister Thursday Tuet. But immediately after, bop! A knee shot into his belly.
Lam Tae Tran doubled over.
Another grabbed his collar and raised a fist. It's you again. You dog meddling in others' business. You wanna die. They began to beat him up. Lam Tae Tran fell, but gritted his teeth and endured it. Not far away, Ko Thursday Tuet sat on the ground, crying as she watched helplessly. In the end, Lam Vu Tran was brutally beaten. He lay rolled on the ground, covered in mud, his face swollen and bruised. One kid even shouted, "Beat him! Smash him to death!" Not far away, Ko Thursday Tuet sat on the ground, crying as she watched the scene helplessly. In the end, Lam Vu Tran was brutally beaten. He lay rolled on the ground, covered in mud, his face swollen and bruised. One kid even shouted, "Beat him! Smash him to death!" After the kids left, Ko Thursday Tuet ran over. Seeing Lam Vu Tran's swollen face, she cried and then burst into laughter. Little Tran, your face is swollen like a steamed bun.
Lam Vu Trang grimace.
My eye is all bruised too. Ko Thursday Tuet wiped her tears, then took out a large bag of chips and handed it to him. Here, for you. Consider it a thank you. Despite the pain, Lam Vu Tran smiled happily. From that incident, their relationship grew very close. Since childhood, Ko Thursday Tuet liked to cling to him, and Lam Vu Tran also benefited a lot from her. Back in the present, Lam Vu Tran held his phone, his expression pensive. After they grew up, they no longer lived in the same city, but Ko Thursday Tuet still called him occasionally. After his parents died, she became like a lighthouse, illuminating his darkest days. Another memory surfaced, a handwritten diary by Ko Thursday Tuet that he had accidentally seen. October 1st, Little Tran's birthday is coming. I'm thinking of giving him a pair of shoes. I wonder if he'll like them. October 7th. I've known Little Tran for a long time. The more I think, the more I feel. I like him. If he knew, what would he think? Only then did Lam Vu Tran understand. Previously he always thought she saw him only as a younger brother. But after reading the diary he realized her feelings were not simple. His face darkened and his gaze turned cold. But in the last life, I was infatuated with Quach Kayat, paying no attention to Sister Thursday Tuet. When he heard news of her again, she had already married. A bustling city, hurried crowds passing by, a plane crossing the sky. Lam Vu Tran stood on the street, looking up at the sky with hollow eyes. Not long after marrying, Ko Thursday Tuet suddenly fell into depression and ultimately took her own life. Lam Vu Tran clenched his fists, his expression gloomy. Thinking back now, maybe Sister Thursday Tuet began to distance herself from me. Right after that birthday, the crowd still bustled around him, but he seemed out of place. Lam Vu Tran murmured, This time, I must not miss her birthday. I also can't let Sister Thursday Tuet follow the tragic path of the last life again. Lam Vu Tran entered the hospital. He was looking for Co Thursday Tuet. I think she works in the gynecology department. Just then, a stretcher was rushed by and doctors ran hurriedly. Move aside. Get out of the way. A young woman cried out anxiously. Dad. Dad. Wake up, Dad. Don't scare me. That girl was Duong Y Nu, the daughter of Hai Van Group Chairman Duong Pham. Lam Vu Tran quickly stepped aside, making way for the stretcher. An elderly man lay on it, his face pale and breath weak. Duong Y Nu sobbed, Director Trin, please save my father.
Lam Vu Tran suddenly stepped forward.
He quickly pressed the acupoints on the old man's body. Everyone around was stunned. Knowledge flashed through his mind. The things learned in 8 wastelands finally have a use. Just a few seconds later, the old man opened his eyes and his breathing gradually stabilized. Lam Vu Tran said, if not, he wouldn't have lasted another hour.
Dung Y Nu cried with joy.
The doctors around her were amazed. One asked, what did you do? Duong Y Nu grasped her father's hand. Dad, you're awake. The stretcher was immediately pushed into the operating room. A doctor shouted, don't ask questions. He's regained consciousness. His chance of survival is much higher. Get him into surgery now. Duong Y Nu turned back and gripped Lam Vu Tran's sleeve tightly, eyes full of hope. Little miracle doctor, you surely have a way to save my father, right? If you can save him, the Duong family will pay any price. Lam Vu Tran could only shake his head helplessly. Hearing this, Duong Y Nu's expression immediately fell into panic. This disease, only spirit medicines from 8 wastelands can cure it, unless we wait until the game fuses with reality. Otherwise, nobody can save him. He sighed lightly. Just now, I only opened his acupoints. I could only slow death. The outcome depends on the surgeon's operation. Duong Y Nu bowed her head as tears fell in drops. Outside the operating room, the atmosphere was silent and somber. Only the two of them remained. Lam Vu Tran said slowly, this surgery will not be easy. Your father's disease has penetrated down to the bone. If we're lucky, he might live another month. At that, Duong Y Nu's tears poured down. She stepped forward and suddenly leaned on Lam Vu Tran's shoulder, making him blush awkwardly. Sorry. Can I lean on your shoulder for a moment? She sobbed, her whole body trembling. Lam Vu Tran hesitated for a moment, then gently put his arm around her, lending his shoulder. He thought to himself, this old man was born in the wrong era, like my parents. If they were still alive, when I become a god in 8 wastelands, maybe I could have saved them. Duong Y Nu cried for a long time, her tears soaking his shirt. After a while she hurriedly wiped her eyes. Sorry, I dirtied your clothes.
Lam Vu Tran smiled lightly.
It's fine. I bought this shirt from a street stall, worthless. He stood up. If you're feeling better, I'll take my leave. Duong Y Nu suddenly called after him. Wait. She took out a black card and handed it to him. This card is a small token from me. There's no pin. Then she added a business card. If in the future you encounter any difficulties, call me. The Duong family will do our best to help you. Lam Vu Tran didn't stand on ceremony. He reached out and took the black card. Then I won't be polite. If anything happens, I'll look you up. He thought to himself, she's truly a wealthy lady. Duong Y Nu had an attractive, charming face, eyes bright and lips flushed. She smiled softly. Little miracle doctor. Then it settled with one word. After she left, Lam Vu Tran breathed a sigh of relief. Do I look that small? They keep calling me Little Miracle Doctor. He shook his head and laughed, then continued on his way. That took quite a while just now. Sister Thursday Tuet probably hasn't finished work yet, right? He walked and called out loudly, Sister Thursday Tuet. A joyful voice rang out. Ah, little Tran. Co Thursday Tuet ran toward him, her face radiant. Lam Vu Tran was moved. He ran to her and hugged her tightly like a child. Sister, I missed you so much. Ko Thursday Tuet immediately blushed. Little Tran. She led him down an old corridor cluttered with belongings. Lam Vu Tran was surprised. Sister, you live here? Weren't you supposed to be moved out? This place is dangerous and yet you still rent it. Ko Thursday Tuet looked a little embarrassed. This place is cheap. It's close to the hospital. It's fine. She opened the door. Komein.
Lam Vu Tran stepped inside.
He looked around. The room was small and old. He felt a little pang in his chest. In the previous life, she would sometimes send me money. At that time, I had no idea. She was living so hard. Ko Thursday Tuet took off her doctor's blouse and put on a cooking apron. She smiled and said, Little Tran, go take a shower and relax first. I'll cook something delicious for you. Lam Vu Tran watched her, feeling even more distressed. Actually, she could live better. Ko Thursday Tuet turned back and looked at him puzzled. What's wrong with you? Aren't you going to change clothes? She pointed at the wardrobe. There are some in the closet. Help yourself. Lam Vu Tran awkwardly scratched his head and waved, forcing a smile. Aha, got it. I'll rest for a bit. He opened the wardrobe and was surprised to find many men's clothes inside. Ha! Why so many men's clothes? Ko Thursday Tuet turned around, beaming. Ah! I saw these outfits when I was out and about and thought they were nice. I figured they'd look good on you. I planned to bring them over during the holiday, but I didn't expect you'd come today. She pointed to the closet. Try them on and see if they fit. Lam Vu Tran held up a shirt, deeply moved. His eyes were moist, nearly shedding tears. Then he put the shirt on. Fresh from his shower, he dried his hair with a towel and looked at himself in the mirror. He smiled softly. With a sister like that, being her younger brother, what more could I ask for? He stepped out. The table was laid with delicious dishes, everything he liked. Ko Thursday Tuet smiled and said, Come on, let's eat. Lam Vu Tran pulled out a chair and sat down, about to eat. Then he saw Ko Thursday Tuet tapping her phone. Right, going to university. Expenses aren't that big, are they? Do you have enough money? I just got paid 2 days ago. Let me transfer you some money. Suddenly he took her hand. Ko Thursday Tuet was a little surprised. Lam Vu Tran looked at her with a serious gaze. Sister, I don't lack money. Ko Thursday Tuet burst out laughing. You're a college student. Where would you get money? Are you trying to trick me? Just then, her phone notified her of a message. A transfer alert. Account ending 3231 date. November 7th transferred in 1 million dong balance. 1,150,040.32 dong. Ko Thursday Tuet was stunned. Little Tran, where did you get so much money? Her eyes widened. Could it be you're involved with a money laundering syndicate?
Lam Vu Tran continued eating candy.
This money, I earned it in a game. In 8 wastelands. Ko Thursday Tuet stared at the phone, still in disbelief. I've heard. Some people make money in 8 wastelands. But I didn't expect someone could make this much.
Lam Vu Tran smiled.
So, you won't have to work hard anymore. Before, you supported me. Now, I'll support you. Ko Thursday Tuet immediately shook her head. Who needs you to support me? This is money you worked hard for. Give it back. Lam Vu Tran stood up, voice serious. Sister, do you see me as an outsider? So, I'll leave. Ko Thursday Tuet hurriedly said. Of course not. How could I ever see you as an outsider? Lam Vu Tran scooped a piece of meat and put it into her bowl. Then, accept the money.
Cô thu toại hestita.
All right, I'll hold it for you for now. If you give it to me, I'll keep it. Don't be so formal next time.
Lam Vu Tran nodded.
Outside, the moon climbed high. The night sky was quiet. Lights from the buildings twinkled. In the small room, the two of them were washing dishes together. Ko Thursday Tuet said, I'll take care of this. You go to the bedroom. Lam Vu Tran looked into the room, surprised. Sister, there's only one bed in the room. Are we going to sleep together? Thinking of that, His face flushed and his nose almost bled. In my previous life, how did I not know? Sister Thursday Tuet was so generous. Co-Thursday Tuet heard him and immediately blushed. She tucked her hair back. Kid, what are you thinking? You sleep on the bed. I'll sleep on the sofa. Isn't that fine? Before Lam Vu Tran could reply, she pushed him into the room. Sister Thursday Tuet, I'll sleep on the sofa. If you tell me to sleep on the bed, then sleep on it. Outside the window, a cat stretched and meowed. Inside the room, Lam Vu Tran lay on the bed with his hands behind his head. Moonlight streamed through the window, illuminating his face. He couldn't sleep. A faint scent lingered on the pillow, the scent of Co-Thursday Tuet. After a while he went out to the living room and saw Co-Thursday Tuet was already asleep on the sofa. Right, sister? I have something to tell you. Co-Thursday Tuet rubbed her eyes, her face still sleepy. Lam Vu Tran sat down in a chair, his expression somber. What's wrong? It's so late. Aren't you going to sleep? Night wind blew through the window, curtains fluttering. Lam Vu Tran looked at her and spoke plainly. Sister, could you resign? Co-Thursday Tuet was stunned. What? Why all of a sudden do you want me to resign? She shook her head. Don't tell me you want to support me. I don't need you to support me. Lam Vu Tran was serious. I mean, change jobs. You work in the imperial capital, it's too far from me. When I miss you, you're not nearby. If you run into trouble, I can't get to you right away. Hearing that, Co-Thursday Tuet's face flushed. She thought to herself, Little Tran, why are you suddenly saying such affectionate things? Lam Vu Tran took her hand, his voice very serious. Sister, how about you change careers and come with me? Become a professional player in 8 Wastelands. Co-Thursday Tuet fell silent. She placed a stack of documents on the table, sighed, and fell into thought. The next morning at the hospital, suddenly, boom! Confetti popped up. Co-Thursday Tuet was startled. She was still thinking about last night. Why would little Tran want me to join 8 Wastelands? Do I really want to resign and go with him? At that moment, the hospital doctors happily approached shouting, Happy birthday! Dr. Truong Quang Vai stepped forward holding flowers and a gift.
Thu Toai, happy birthday.
I've booked a table at Phuc Din restaurant, the most upscale place. I'll cover all the expenses. Everyone around exclaimed, Wow! Dr. Truong is so generous. Thursday Tuet, he's making a move. If you don't go, you'll embarrass him. Co-Thursday Tuet shyly accepted the flowers. Dr. Truong, there's no need for you to pay. It's my birthday. How could I let you pay? Besides, it's such an upscale restaurant.
Chung Quang Vi smile.
Thursday Tuet, I've cared for you for a long time. No need to be so formal. But in his heart he was thinking something else. If I can trick her and my colleagues into going to that restaurant, it will only cost about 10,000. But I'll get a chance to get close to her. Then, find an opportunity to force myself on her. Outside the door a voice called, Yo, Sister Thursday Tuet, why's your place so lively? Everyone turned to see Lam Vu Tran standing in the doorway, his gaze cold. He was twisting a car key in his hand, the key to a Faraday. Truong Quang Vai's face went pale.
Impossible.
I investigated before. Thursday Tuet's cousin was very poor, had to rely on her to pay for school. And yet, he has a car.
Chung Quang Vi forced a smile.
He stepped forward to shake hands. Little Tran, you're here too? Lam Vu Tran smiled, but his gaze was icy. Dr. Truong, you're here as well. He thought to himself, Ha!
Chung Quang Vi.
Let's see. What are you scheming? In the sunlight, in front of the hospital building, a crowd gathered around a car. Wow!
Thu Toai.
Is this your brother's car? So beautiful, a shiny red convertible. Many people gasped. This car, it's at least 1,000,000 yuan, someone hurriedly said. Don't touch it. If it gets scratched, can you afford to pay? Truong Quang Vai stood beside it, his face dark as a pot. He felt deeply annoyed. Impossible. This kid, wasn't he very poor? Where did he get the money to buy a car? But he still smiled. Little Tran, your car only has 2 seats. There are so many of us, we won't all fit. How about this? Let Thursday Tuet go with me. The rest can take taxis. I'll pay the fare. The girls immediately laughed. Dr. Truong is so generous. Lam Vu Tran snapped his fingers skyward. Pop, a bus pulled up. Dr. Truong, there's no need to be so extravagant. I've already arranged transportation. The bus is here. Lam Vu Tran smiled and waved to everyone. Everyone, get on the bus. We'll meet at the hotel. People boarded the bus one by one. Lam Vu Tran calmly stepped into his car. Ko Thursday Tuet stood beside him, eyes bewildered. Little Tran, did you just buy this car?
Lam Vu Tran smiled.
Yes, I bought it for you, your birthday gift. Ko Thursday Tuet immediately grew anxious as she sat in the car. How much did this car cost? Maybe you should return it. I know you've been making money now, but you can't spend recklessly. Lam Vu Tran drove, speaking comfortably. So, resign early. Then I'll hand all the money over for you to manage. That way, even if I want to squander it, I won't have the chance. The car stopped in front of the luxurious hotel. Everyone entered. 2 lines of bodyguards stood straight at the entrance. Leading was Truong Quang Vai, followed by Lam Vu Tran and Ko Thursday Tuet, with the others behind. Someone marveled. Dr. Truong really splurges. This must be the most luxurious hotel in the imperial capital, right?
Chung Quang Vi lau ghét lao ly.
It's Thursday Tuet's birthday today. Of course I must put on a good show. But his eyes kept flicking toward Lam Vu Tran, filled with contempt. Look at his appearance. Truly a country bumpkin just come to the city. Lam Vu Tran raised his hand. I heard the top floor of the hotel has a view over more than half the capital. The night view is very beautiful. He looked at Truong Quang Vai. You probably booked a private room up there, right?
Chung Quang Vi was statan.
He forced a smile. Ah yes, that's right. Follow me. In his heart he cursed. Damn, I only booked the second floor at first. Costs a bit over 10,000 yuan. If I go up to the top floor, it's not just 10 times more. His face darkened, but he still pressed the elevator button. A different thought popped into his head. Whatever, as long as I win over Ko Thursday Tuet, any expense is worth it. Anyway, there will be ways later to make her pay me back. Everyone sat around the large dining table, the mood very cheerful. One person ate and said, Indeed, the most expensive hotel in the capital. The food is really good. A girl laughed. Thursday Tuet, today we're just freeloading off you. Ko Thursday Tuet smiled faintly, but her eyes kept darting between Truong Quang Vai and Lam Vu Tran. She thought, this time, I'm indebted to Dr. Truong too much. I can't let that stand. I need to find an opportunity later to settle the debt. At the other table, Lam Vu Tran held a glass of wine, gently taking Truong Quang Vai's hand. Dr. Truong, my sister often mentions you. She says you're humble, refined, polite, and helpful to others.
Chung Quang Vi lau ghét lao ly.
Haha, not at all. We're colleagues. Helping each other is what we should do. But his eyes glanced at Lam Vu Tran. However, I heard your sister say your family's situation isn't good, that you don't have much savings. So, how did you buy that expensive car? Lam Vu Tran sighed and took a sip of wine. I just rented it. Today is Thursday Tuet's birthday. I just wanted to save a bit of face. He thought inwardly, already prying into his background. Just play along with him a bit.
Chung Quang Vi imeditan smiled brightly.
It's fine. Young people wanting to save face is normal. Inwardly he sneered. So he's just all show. I thought he had some backing. Truong Quang Vai clapped his hands. Clap. Everyone turned their heads. A pretty server approached carrying a tray of wine and glasses, wearing a form-fitting dress. Truong Quang Vai said, Bring the wine up. The girl gently poured the wine. The wine was a deep red, shimmering in the glass. She smiled. Let me pour for you. This is the wine I previously had delivered to the hotel. Little Tran, taste it. It's excellent. Truong Quang Vai looked at Lam Vu Tran with malicious intent. But Lam Vu Tran seemed unaware and calmly raised the glass. Truong Quang Vai smiled. Honestly, I couldn't bear to drink it myself. But since it's Thursday Tuet's birthday, I brought this rare wine to celebrate.
Lam Vu Trang phô rời.
He sniffed the wine and instantly became alert. Not right. This glass has a problem. Inside, there's a sedative. He thought, if I weren't used to using sedatives to capture wild beasts, I might not have noticed. Clack. Lam Vu Tran set the glass down hard and stood up. Oh, that's right. Dr. Truong, I only rented the car for half a day. I have to return it now, otherwise I'll breach the contract. He waved his hand. My sister. Please escort her home for me.
Chung Quang Vi immeditans my Broly.
Little Tran, don't worry. Leave your sister to me. Lam Vu Tran looked at him with cold eyes, thinking, finally. The fox shows its tail. No need to expose it yet. Let it confess on its own later. He turned and left the room. Ko Thursday Tuet watched him go. Surprised. Little Tran. At the table, Truong Quang Vai immediately raised his glass. Come on. Everyone. Bottoms up. Happy birthday to Thursday Tuet. Cheers. Everyone drank in unison. Ko Thursday Tuet also smiled happily. Before long, the whole table was drunk. Some slumped over, others staggered. Only Truong Quang Vai remained sober. He rose slowly and walked toward Ko Thursday Tuet. Someone murmured, I think I drank too much. I'm dizzy. Another said, me too. This wine takes a while to hit. I'll sleep a bit. Soon Ko Thursday Tuet slumped over the table. Truong Quang Vai looked at her with a sly gaze. Finally, the opportunity has come. Ko Thursday Tuet mumbled drowsily. Dr. Truong, what do you want to do?
Chung Quang Vi lại phét hơ úp.
She struggled weakly but had no strength. He grinned wickedly. Of course, to have some fun. Come on, we'll change rooms. Let go of me. Ko Thursday Tuet was thrown onto the bed. Don't. Please don't. Truong Quang Vai took out his phone and kept taking photos. Thursday Tuet, today I threw you a birthday party and spent a lot. You have to compensate me. Let me go. Ko Thursday Tuet panicked, but her body wouldn't move.
Chung Quang Vi snờ côn ly.
Wait until I'm done having fun. I'll record video, take photos. Someone as easily embarrassed as you. Dare you call the police? Then you'll only be able to marry me. Ah! Let me go. Bam! The door was kicked open. Lam Vu Tran stood in the doorway, eyes as cold as ice.
Chung Quang Vi Flin chết.
How did you? He didn't finish. Smack!
Lam Vu Trang Luget for what?
A kick sent him flying. His phone and glasses scattered. Let my sister go. Truong Quang Vai tumbled across the floor. People heard the commotion. What's going on? Sounds like a fight. A crowd rushed to the room's door. Hotel staff arrived as well. Sir. What's the matter?
Lam Vu Trang Pinek Chung Quang Vi Dao. Pun Ching Relentens.
You like forcing yourself on women, right? Dare harass my sister? Fine. I'll teach you a lesson. Smack! A fist connected with his face. Ah!
Chung Quang Vi scream in pain.
Lam Vu Tran kicked hard as well. Truong Quang Vai writhed on the ground. Lam Vu Tran pointed at him, voice icy. I suspect this man put a sedative into the wine. Please hold on to the evidence for me. Everyone was stunned. What? Put sedatives in the wine? The atmosphere erupted into chaos. Lam Vu Tran pulled out his phone, eyes cold as ice. Truong. I've recorded everything you just did to my sister. He raised his phone. Will you turn yourself in? Or should I take you in? Truong Quang Vai, his face battered, immediately fell to his knees, hands clasped pleadingly. Don't, let me go. I'll turn myself in. Lam Vu Tran said coldly, Get out. Truong Quang Vai scrambled up and fled in a panic, not daring to look back. Ko Thursday Tuet curled up on the bed, trembling, tears streaming down her face. Lam Vu Tran gently lifted her up. Little Tran. Thank you. She choked out. Lam Vu Tran patted her head, voice warm. Sister, you're the one who should be thanking me. You've cared for me all these years. Now your younger brother has grown. It's time to repay you. The two returned home. Lam Vu Tran leaned against the door and sighed. Phew, finally home. That bastard. Outwitting him wasn't easy. An old memory suddenly surfaced in his mind. The two stood at the doorstep, preparing to part.
Co thu twice my softy.
I have to go now. Lam Vu Tran said, Sister, take care. Ko Thursday Tuet tapped his head at once. What are you talking about? Little Tran, you should be the one to take care of yourself. I'll come find you after I finish things. She smiled. Lam Vu Tran snapped back to the present. He was sitting at his VR gaming rig. With the VR headset on, he inhaled deeply. I have to get back into the game now. Can't let others catch up to my progress. Streams of blue light appeared as his body gradually merged into the game. In the world of Bat Hong, Lam Te Tran sat meditating as spiritual energy swirled around him. He opened his eyes and took a deep breath. A system notification appeared. Breakthrough successful. Realm, late chi refining. All base attributes plus 10. Health, plus 1000.
Mana? 1000. Lam Te Tran smiled.
Not bad. After this game update, my strength has increased quite a bit. Now, I am late chi refining. His hands emitted a blue glow. He waved his hand. Immediately, a series of item panels appeared in midair. Oh right, it was too rushed then. I didn't have time to look. The equipment dropped from Huyet on. 3 items appeared. The first item, a pink umbrella with tassels.
Kawaii Latan. Spiritual grade.
Mental power, plus 15. Focus, plus 5.
Mana? 600.
Attached skill, Tiny Guard. When activated, it can link with allies within 20 m, restoring 100 HP per second for 20 seconds, but the skill will be interrupted if attacked. The second item, a red spirit technique. Huyet Buck AM Spiritual Grade. Effect, reduces enemies' movement speed by 30% within 300 m and attack speed by 10%. Duration, 15 seconds. Requirements, Bamboo Foundation Realm, Spirit Power, 30 points. Only for magic cultivation players. The third item, a strange skeleton with a skull bearing 4 long fangs and many small leg bones. Item name, Tang Sa Kat, a rare terrestrial treasure. Description, originally ordinary spirit beast bones, but after being buried under sand and absorbing earth chi essence for 100 years, the bones became as hard as iron. Attributes, strength plus 4, defense plus 3, focus plus 5, speed plus 3, health plus 1%. Special effect, when a cultivator breaks through from chi refining to bamboo foundation, this item can greatly boost attributes.
Lam Te Tran nodded.
These 3 items are all great. Exactly what I need. He continued meditating as spiritual energy swirled around. Lam Te Tran snapped his fingers. Immediately, 5 elemental orbs appeared. Metal, wood, water, fire, earth. He looked at them with determined eyes. If I want to break through to bamboo foundation, my nigh heaven-altering talent only has one path, he murmured. The heavenly path of bamboo foundation. But the conditions for it are harsh.
Lam Te Tran pondered.
Not only do I need 3 types of terrestrial treasures, wood, thunder, earth, but I must also find 6 spirit pearls, each bearing different attributes. Fire, water, wind. The Shurteet beast lay on the ground, sleeping soundly. Lam Te Tran stepped closer, planning to give it a light kick. The bear immediately opened its eyes and lazily looked at him.
Lam Te Tran sighed.
Although I'm not yet bamboo foundation, I must prepare the materials in advance. Let's go down the mountain to work. The Shurteet beast rolled over and lay sprawled on the ground. My bear is hungry and can't move.
Lam Te Tran was helpless.
You just ate not long ago and now you're hungry again? Really, a lunchbox? How did you promise me before? You weren't this lazy. The Shurteet beast looked blank. Really? Did I say that? Don't make things up. It turned pale and its stomach growled loudly, but Lam Te Tran ignored it. A system notification rang out. Pet loyalty decreased by 10 points. Current loyalty, 90.
Lam Te Tran froze.
Ha! He clutched his head. Damn. Almost forgot. Pet loyalty, he muttered. If loyalty falls below 70, the pet won't obey commands. If below 50, it could betray its master. Lam Te Tran switched to a cheerful expression and sat down to coax the bear.
I'm joking.
What kind of master is your master? I only woke you up to take you to eat. What kind of master is your master? I only woke you up to take you to eat. The two went down the mountain. The sure-teat beast curled up and then rolled down the steps. After the Bat Hong update, the most important content was the secret realms. But currently, only 3 secret realms were open. Before them appeared 3 different gates. A pink gate, a solo player realm named Mong Yem, a blue gate, a team realm named De Quoc Kalin, and a black gate emitting killing intent, covered with dry skulls. It was the guild's secret realm. The guild's secret realm named Ti Vong Kok. Lam Te Tran thought, these 3 secret realms are like sect missions, divided into 5 difficulty levels. Easy, normal, hard, very hard, hell. He decided, first, go to Mong Yem. Inside, there are materials needed to break through to Bamboo Foundation. At that moment, a swirl of dark aura appeared before him. A group of people blocked the path. Their attire marked them as inner sect disciples of the Sword Sect. In the middle stood a fierce-looking man who stepped forward to block the way. Kid, don't even think about descending the mountain. An information panel appeared. Vong Tuan Hong, inner sect disciple of the Sword Sect. Realm, Late Bamboo Foundation. Lam Te Tran's expression turned cold. What do you want?